There we go. I'll put some spooky music over it like I did last time.
I'll probably get interrupted now, but you know, not.
Okay. So, agitation. Agitation is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not like win your game or anything, but it's helpful. Maybe put like B as a baseline.
Yeah, sure. No, it can work.
Because
So,
I won't have like too much to say immediately. So
yeah. So the thing is, like, because we've talked about this before, we don't want to or like there are perks that are good, but only like with other perks, you know.
yeah,
And I feel like that. I think that we should establish that does take the perk down a little bit. Like if a perk
Yeah.
can't stand on its own, then it is theoretically lower, even if it is really, really good with another perk. But
Yeah.
because like I feel like there's plenty of good perks that you can have that are just standalone, just really, really good.
I also like I've got to remember like I'm a very privileged sort of first world problems where I've got every single teachable in the game, but so I can't say oh yeah well if you run it with this it's like yeah but not everyone has that so
Yeah, like me.
yeah that's what I'm kind of why I'm saying it I'm just but it's joking aside though it is kind of easy to forget well if you run agitation with Starstruck it's like well not everyone has fucking Starstruck.
Right. So this is the
I like
immediately I had to go and look up what a perk was because
I'm on the wiki right now looking up Alien Instinct because I don't know what the hell that is.
whenever you hook a survivor, the aura of the furthest injured survivor is revealed to you for 5 seconds, and they are
Really
oblivious.
good. I know, like we're both doing this, but like it's really fun, like doing a tier list. Here's our definitive expert tier list. What is this? Just like reading it, like for the first. Oh, interesting. Oblivious.
Let's judge how good this is based on how it sounds because I never ran it.
It's my most played game on Steam, but it's yeah. But yeah, it's still sub 1,000 hours. So. That seems alright, I guess.
Yeah, that's very like
Furthest away, that'd be very killer dependent. You need to get to them.
yeah. They'd have to be injured if you just down somebody. This perk does nothing unless you manage to injure multiple people. So like
Oh, I'd want to use that over. I mean, yeah, it gives them oblivious, but that's. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the quote on the wiki. This is Dallas.
honestly, that sounds kind of bad. Like,
Yeah, it does.
it just sounds
Yeah.
like barbecue, but like worse.
You might have to make like an E tier for like first days quality.
Oh man.
Baby mad.
God.
But that's a D, by the way. I wasn't saying that belongs in there, but I'm just
Yeah.
preemptively like because I know that's got that sounds really bad, but it's definitely worse. Like, it does something.
Yeah. It doesn't. It doesn't sound worthless, but it's
Very killer dependent. Like it's like
Yeah.
Dredge or someone who can teleport to a locker, and you can sort of with barbecue, you can sort of tell if they're injured.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. They're
Yeah, I mean,
the way
depends
they're
what they're
animated.
doing. If they're working a gen,
The rides. Yeah.
it might be hard to tell, but
But yeah, no. Like, I feel like because there's a perk that does what this does, but just kind of better.
yeah.
Like, is more multi-purpose. I feel like this one is just bad on that account. Nurse is calling.
I should say yeah. So I think D is useless, and then Baby Mud is literally useless.
Yeah, that's the. I know one perk's going to go in there.
Yeah. Nurse's calling's alright. Like C.
C.
B.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah. No, I like
It's
it.
pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
I like it.
It's just. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird that it's kind of fallen off of favor, but it's still like.
Oh, B's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're people are going to be healing, so you have it. As long as you have it level 3, then it's gonna find you some people.
Yeah. Sure.
Awaken awareness. Oh, this one.
That's the when you pick them up, isn't it?
When you pick them up, when you're carrying a survivor, you can see auras of other survivors.
Yeah, it seems a little.
Meh.
It's a little gimmicky.
Yeah, it's like you'd have to. It like works with the agitation like mad grit sort of builds, but like that's all it does. It doesn't.
You don't even need that. Like, they're gonna be...
Yeah.
And you can't do a lot with that information while you're carrying them, unless you are going for some sort of silly carrying build.
Yeah, I think it's going down here because it's
What's this? 20 meters as well. And like, everyone's like, sort of, by the time you've actually done the hook, like, everyone's probably shifted a bit, you know?
yeah, for sure. Like the things you would need to know when you're picking somebody up, it's already too late by the time you've already picked them up. Like
Yeah,
if you're trying to look for like flashlight saves and stuff like that, like you need to know that before you pick up, not after.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna leave that down there. That's not good.
Okay.
Bamboozle's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
B? I don't know
B.
if it's A.
Yeah, fair.
It's alright, it's alright. I would say it's kind of killer specific to a certain
That's true.
extent.
Yeah, it is very.
It ain't bad, but I don't think it's like
Nah.
amazing either. It's alright.
It is good applications, but it's not always amazing. Like it's mostly
No.
good on like I know like Hillbilly really likes it.
Bubba.
Yeah, and Bubba. Just kind of lock people in place. Barbecue.
Bamboozle's one of those perks that I associate it so much with a killer. In this case, Bubba. I kind of forget it's not a Bubba perk.
Yeah, it's a clown perk, and it's
Yeah.
not really that useful on him.
I know, we should almost do like a tier list and like how good the perks on the actual killers are from.
Right.
Barbecue's still good.
Yeah, is it?
It doesn't give you the bonus points, but
That wasn't really
Still
why anyone
good.
ran it, though. I mean, I guess some people did. But...
I mean, it's kind of it kind of swayed it. Like if you
Yeah.
were gonna run it before, you definitely would for the bonuses. But yeah, being able to just see everyone.
yeah, I think that's still really good.
Let me just see. It's not based on tokens, is it? No. No, it just works.
Yeah.
That's fine.
They just have to be far away, but
Yeah.
that typically does work.
The hell is that?
Batteries included.
Oh, it's hard to. Yeah, I shrunk this down onto my portrait screen, so it was very small. I
Yeah.
did not tell what that was. That seems alright. I've
Yeah.
never run it.
I'm pretty sure it's good, but yeah, no, I
Probably
don't.
be good against like experienced survivors who will try and lead you away from the active gens.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then you
for
could
sure.
end it all the quicker. Yeah.
It probably is really good on like Skull Merchant. Just get a lot of speed boosts.
Yeah. So it's kind of a comeback one, but it's it's not fired up.
Yeah.
So,
Beasts of Prey. This is when you have bloodlust, you are undetectable, and you get more blood points.
Yeah, that's it's a good point when I literally you're telling me that and I'm like hearing it for the first time since
It's-
I probably booted up the game.
Let's say it's been there since we played it, I think, but yeah, it's never been interesting.
No, that's I put that on baby mad. I do not even see the point of that.
Yeah, actually, agreed. Bitter Berber.
That's alright.
It's
Another kind of killer specific one, but it's information, doesn't it?
is it
You
A?
have to be losing.
Yeah,
High B, yeah.
might be. Yeah, because it's like it gives you information when you're when they're getting gens done. It's like that's gonna happen anyway, but it's more useful the worse you're doing. So
Yeah.
sort of.
Good Huntress one. What's that again?
Blood Echo. When hooking a survivor, all other survivors who were injured suffer from the hemorrhage and exhausted status effect for 45 seconds. And then it goes on cooldown for a minute. So you can't even, like, reactivate it.
That's one of those things where if you run it, you might be able to get some value from it just because nobody would really expect it, but that's not good. I don't know if it's like... I don't know if it's baby mad, because I can actually see use for that. It's not... because like the other one is like, you lose your terror radius while chasing someone. I was like, I genuinely don't see the point of that. But... I mean, that's crap. I'm trying not to like sound overly defensive. It's shit. But I don't know if it's like as shit as that.
It's so hard to defend because there are so many better perks that do the same thing and more.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Put it like horizontally to the left of the other one.
I think it's on the same.
We
vein.
might move it later.
Yeah, I think it's in the same vein as this one. It's like
Okay.
it does something, but you've got way better perks for the same purpose.
That's the point I was trying to make. Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
something. It's not literally useless, but it's pretty useless.
Bloodhound.
I mean, it does something, but it shouldn't need it.
Yeah.
I don't know as a baby man though, because like you can see the effect and it could help you, but it feels like it's sort of a beginner kind of.
Yeah, it's very much a
kind
beginner
of
perk. Yeah. So.
It feels very outdated as well.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything special other than just.
Oh, we'll have to compare this with the original tier list when we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, especially because a lot of these perks have changed.
Oh god, the whole game's changed.
Yeah. Blood Warden. Blood Warden is funny.
It is funny. It's not. It's incredibly impractical, but you see that in a YouTube video. It'll be a funny YouTube video. But it's D. It may be D, because you kind of already lost. You just have to be very lucky.
Yeah. You're not gonna get.
It can save you a game, but.
So, Brutal Strength.
It's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah, it's sort of like, I was wondering, because I'm like, well, it's really good with other perks, but I also think it's decent by itself. I don't know if I'd say it's good by itself, but it's decent. Like, it does something...
I would say C.
C?
Don't hurt. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's not gonna like win you a game or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really because I won the chase because I broke the pallet slightly faster. I think enduring when we get to that's better than.
Right. No, that's fair.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we talked about. Like, it's very very good with other things. Like if you have a kick build or the Spirit Fury build, like it complements those very very well. But by itself, it's just okay. So yeah, I think C is fine.
Sure.
Call of Brine. Call of Brine is really good.
I'm alright with A, yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you information as well.
It gives you information and slowdown. It's
2 for 1, yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of, as long as you're kicking gens, then it's basically all you need.
Yeah. Alright. Corrupt. Is that corrupt?
That's Corrupt Intervention. That's an S tier.
I might even put that in S. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so it's so vital. Like it's kind of specific in a way. Like it's really really good on everybody, but it's especially good on setup killers.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So you need to.
Mutton Trapper, Hag.
Yeah.
All sorts. Yeah.
Demo, Plague. It's good on the person.
It's only best on certain kills. Yeah, but it's a lot of them, and it doesn't hurt on the other ones either.
Yeah. It's never bad. That's the thing. Like you can.
Yeah.
It's not one of those perks you take it with this killer, and it's like, oh, it's not that useful here. It's like, no, it's good.
It's kind of like a 3-gen situation at the start of the game as well. Like you just got less gens to patrol.
Yeah.
Wasting time.
Yeah, exactly. It just narrows down what the survivors can do, and therefore where you are focused. So.
Yeah.
It just gives you time to... Yeah. Choleraphobia is... like a C, maybe?
That's your question. Why is... like, choleraphobia, like, why is such an obscure word for such a specific thing have an American-British difference? Like, why that? Like, is it just like we just approached Latin differently? I just thought that's kind of weird. Like, that's phobia of clowns. Oh, yeah, that's a British-American difference. Like, why? Oh yeah, it's a common word, like colour.
Yeah, if it's anything, it's probably just because Americans just butchered the English language, because we like to do that.
I didn't say that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. It's very gimmicky. Like, I use my Wesker gimmick build. So I get value out of it, but I don't want to, like, overestimate it because of that alone.
I think just because it is... more generally useful than anything in the D slot, I think it deserves to be in C. It's like...
Fair enough.
It's gimmicky, but...
throw some people off, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it slows down...
skill checks it throws up are nasty.
Yeah. So, Oh, that's right. I actually mean to. I have some matches I need to show you.
Yeah, sure.
Because coup de grace.
That's a good perk. I don't really use it often, but it is good. Yeah, B, maybe even A. I don't really use it because it can be useful. You have to put some thought into it, though. You got to keep track of those tokens.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, because I started using it and I quite enjoy it. But it's like you need to you have to lose gens and then you have to be very mindful of what your lunges are. But like it makes your lunges just really really good. You can do things you otherwise
and
couldn't.
then chase with that.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like was it two per gen?
Yes,
That's
yes.
not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, what's that one again? Is it Cruel Limits? Is that Cruel Limits?
Cruel Limits. Yeah, whenever they complete a gin, the vaults around the gin get blocked.
I've never used that.
Yeah, I don't know
It
if
doesn't sound useless, but like if
it's kind of in the Bloodborne.
Yeah, you're sort of too late then, aren't you?
Yeah. I guess the idea is like whenever they finish a gen, you'll see it happening, and then you can respond by just going there. But I feel like
that's not preventing a gen, is it?
No, and you can't really make it there in time unless you already were gonna be there. Yeah, like you'd have to just
that with that Chucky one, the batteries included.
There you go. Yeah.
I might try that at some point. Actually, that might be fun. But yeah, fire it up and
let the gens go down so you could be. I actually really want to do like a revenge perk where it's like I get all way better as the generators get done. It's like fire up coup de grace.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, comeback mechanic.
Yeah.
Good.
Dark
X Factor.
Dark.
Oh, I like Dark Devotion. That can kind of mess with people.
Yeah. This one's really gimmicky, but it's fun.
If you have any kind of Terror Radius like perks as well or add-ons, like it will follow them as well. Actually, the skill check build I actually ran that at some point because the fourth perk was kind of up in the air, so I ran that, and that's pretty funny because they've got the horrible healing debuffs and the extra skill checks and everything, and sloppy, and then they're running around and the Terror Radius is just on them.
That's pretty fun.
And I used it to I've got some like sneaky kills with them as well, because like Terror Radius elsewhere, and then someone's like healing up. I've got a video of it with me as Wesker. Someone's healing up through the bloody sloppy butcher and everything, but there's no Terror Radius because it's elsewhere. So I just walked up to them and hit them because obviously they're playing the game and they're just hyper focusing on trying to not screw up the healing. And they're a bit oblivious to, not literally oblivious, but they're,
right.
Well, I guess they are oblivious in a sense because they haven't got a Terror Radius, but yeah, I just walked up and hit them.
That's pretty good.
Mm.
So, Darkness Revealed.
Oh, I like that a lot.
This one's pretty good.
High B.
Yeah.
Not quite A, but it's up there.
I actually have not used it yet, but it sounds alright, so...
You can guess who it's good with.
Yeah. Dead Man's Switch. Oh wait, no, we have Deadlock
I like
now.
That. Deadlock's good as well. Those are both good.
Yeah. Dead Man's Switch is, it used to be kind of bland, and now it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, we both use it, don't we?
Yeah.
Just information, and it slows them down a fair bit. Yeah, maybe not A, but it's very good indeed. It's information as well, and like they've got to let go of the gen to...
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to let go of a gen to save whoever's been hooked, and then you can sort of you'll see the aura, and then you can intercept basically.
Yeah, and then Deadlocked is Deadlock's really good. It just whenever they finish a gen, the one that's most completed gets blocked, so you get information on which gen is like furthest along, and then there's just a gen that's just taken out of the game for like half a minute. And so you can sort of respond to that information as a result of them getting another gen done, so...
Exactly right, yeah.
Is that good enough for
that was good. I'd say... I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to be a bit more like... I'm trying to think of a higher level than myself.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe A, honestly, yeah, because that's a little underpopulated.
Yeah. Deathbound.
which one's that again?
It's the Pyramid Head perk. Whenever a survivor heals from a certain distance from you, they scream, and then the two survivors, if it was someone healing someone else, the two survivors, if they leave each other's proximity, they become oblivious. It's like a bizarre requirement to get a little bit of oblivious on somebody.
Is that baby mad?
I don't think it's baby mad, but it is definitely D tier. Because it can mess with survivors, but it's such a weird requirement, and then the result is just kind of oblivious, but only if they leave each other's presence.
Yeah, not literally useless, but
yeah.
pretty crap. So Deerstalker.
Deerstalker.
That's all right. It's helpful, but it's not.
It's not really gonna make a build. It's like a gimmick. It's
kind of like a crutch thing, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know how much difference it actually makes to a game.
It's just if you like to slug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to run it back in the day, but only because there wasn't much else to choose from.
Yeah.
It's alright, I guess. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Discordance. Discordance like an A, right?
High B?
High
Low
B?
A? Okay, let's go with A, because it's a bit underpopulated there.
Yeah, but it's also, it's really good for, I feel like even at high levels, because, getting gens done is typically a lot better with two people, especially for people running, Prove Thyself. So,
if you can screw with that, yeah.
Yeah, there's generally going to be a lot of people who will do gens together, so having that information just straight up, if two people touch a gen, then you just know about it. I feel like that's very valuable, and I feel like I've seen people use it because of that.
Okay.
So, Dissolution, I have not run this one, but
I like it, but it's kind of killer specific.
Yeah. It's...
See?
Yeah.
Because it's not just it'll break you. You gotta injure them, and they've got to vault it within the same time frame.
Oh, that's right, yeah. It just gotta have some setup to it.
Yeah, I put it on Legion because obviously he's quick to injure them, and then they can. I might prompt them to vault a pallet while I'm outside of my power, but.
Yeah, that's good.
But, see.
Distressing.
It's too much of a gimmick. That's probably the single most build dependent thing, because it basically it's a handicap, you're putting that on and you get bonus blood points.
Yeah,
having a bigger terror rage is that you're supposed to screw you, but you can use it for doctor and skill check builds, but it's not good. It's definitely not good by itself. It's very much a negative if it's unless you're doing something gimmicky with it. So yeah, I'd say D. You can use it.
Yeah, high D, because it has uses unlike some of these, but it does something unique. I'll give it that, and it has a good use for those situations, but it is only very slight. Dragon's Grip.
Oh yeah. I tried using that because I went for Adept Blight. I didn't really do a whole lot, but I think it's because it's exposed. It's special hits. So.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to say it's useless, but it's. B. I would say C.
C. I would say C. I was actually going to say C.
Oh, okay. It's. Yeah, no, it's. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's like you kick a gen, every so often a guy will come and tap it, and then suddenly go and then they just kind of go, all right, well I'm gonna leave, and then you.
Yeah.
I guess you discourage them from working on a gen for a little bit, but sometimes it does.
Tapping it.
Yeah. Sometimes that doesn't really work that well.
No, I didn't get much value out of it when playing the Adept game.
There's certain perks that I'm like, I feel like I could change my opinion if I actually have a good game with it, but this one...
I haven't played every perk, is the thing.
Yeah. This one I don't feel very confident in.
No.
Dying Light.
That's a weird one.
I actually saw it getting used at one of those tournament things.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's very particular. You gotta change the way you play the game. It's very advanced.
Yeah. It's... How high are we willing to put it, though? Because it's so strange.
We're referring to, like, sort of our level, like, probably... Even C might be a bit generous. I mean, it's like buffing the obsession as well.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. Because you could end up screwing yourself over. So, but I think, like, slowing down 3 survivors to have one sped up is, like, still pretty good.
Yeah, that's fine. I think at our level C, if you're like a pro, it's probably S or something, but...
Yeah.
It's about C.
Enduring.
I think I referred to that earlier, maybe like a B. Because it is, well... It has, like, a few uses with different builds, but it's also, like, you know, you can sort of take a pallet instead of, like, dancing around it. You don't have to, like, second-guess yourself as much. Because the penalty for being stunned isn't as great.
Yeah.
Then again, it's sort of a crutchy one, so maybe just a C. I wanted to put it higher than Brutal Strength, though. I think it has a little more application than that, although they obviously run together often.
I think even, like, higher levels, like, just having quick stuns is not a bad thing.
No.
Like...
C? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm willing to put it up there, because it's...
That's fine.
It's one of those things, like, you're one of the most common interaction, I feel like, for a killer is having to deal with pallets. So, like, it's one of those things, like, if you can make that just easier on yourself, then you can potentially save yourself a lot of time and even make some interesting plays with it.
There's 2 in my videos. One where I get pallet stunned from behind, but because of recovery so quick, I actually managed to grab them.
Oh yeah,
as they tried to vault back over. You can't do that without that. And the other one is, it didn't really... I tried to do this, but it didn't really happen. But Legion, it's quicker to get an enduring stun than it is to come out in the power.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, it's got a lot of, like, utility with certain characters, certain builds. It can do a lot of different stuff, so I think that justifies it. Eruption.
It's not as good as it was, but apparently I don't even know what the fuck it is. That's Surge, right?
It's your favorite perk that you never run.
Surge Jolt.
Oh, man.
I do like Eruption, though.
I think it's still good. Like,
it's still good. No, it's definitely still good. It was like, when I say before, I mean, like, it was busted.
You're right. Yeah. Is it
like, almost even an A?
Yeah, let's do low A because it's a slowdown perk. It's really good. Like if you're kicking gens, if you can afford to kick a gen, then you can just slow down a gen as long as you can get it down, and you probably will. If you can't get it down, you're not going to win anyway. So
yeah.
So fire up.
C. Like low C.
Yeah, it's not worthless, but it's
it doesn't do enough.
Yeah, it's one thing I do like about it, because I've forgotten about this until recently, is it increases both your pickup speed and your drop speed. Not so much drop, but
that can screw up some flashlight saves.
Yeah. Like I like that idea. It's like if you you're like in the end game and you just pick somebody up, you can actually screw up flashlight saves doing that. So that's neat. I think there's possibilities with it, but it's still very gimmicky because you have to be losing to get the most benefit out of it. But you do get a lot of small benefits, so it's like, eh.
Yeah, exactly.
Forced hesitation. I assume you're not familiar with this one.
No, I am not.
So, when a survivor is put in the dying state, by any means, all other survivors within 16 meters of them suffer from hindered by 20%. So, I've actually seen, this one is, like, pretty not popular, but I have seen people use it in, like, pretty devious ways. It's sort of like the Infectious Fright, but for slowing people down. So
Right,
like,
right.
if you know you got people around you whenever you down somebody, then suddenly like they just can't move, and
Right.
so it's okay, but it's pretty. You have to get the right scenario to make it work. So I would argue for a C. Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
Forced penance.
That's the protection hit one, isn't it?
Yeah, if they take a protection hit, they get broken.
I've run that with Ghostface, because, like, you know, someone's exposed and they go, oh, I'll take the hit for you, and then it breaks them, but it doesn't... I mean, so they're broken, so they can't heal for a little bit. That's not a huge deal.
Yeah, I found that broken is not that important, because, like, you're generally put in a situation when you're not going to be healing for that time. You're going to be running if you get hit during a chase like that.
You're not on them either.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, you're not, like, actively chasing them down. They're not gonna, like, heal mid-chase, so...
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's, again, not worthless, but not incredible.
Yeah, it means they can't heal quite as quickly.
Yeah, which, I mean, you know, slows them down, but I don't know.
Sure.
Franklin's demise.
See, that's a weird one, because they have to have an item.
Yeah, that's another very situational one.
It's also that in Lightborn, you know, like you see a bunch of flashlights or whatever in the
Right.
lobby.
Yeah, where
then
do you
put
even,
it on.
where do you rank that? It's like, it's good for what it does, but it does something so specific that it only matters in, like...
I would say I would sort of cancel out them having an item or not. I would say B, because items are pretty good. If you can deprive them of that, it can actually help you win a game.
Sure, yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, if you're going to like the rookie game where they might have like a brown med kit between the four of them, yeah, you're not going to get much out of that. But, you know, if that's going to stop someone from using the brand new parts or something, that could win you a game. So I would balance it out. It can be very good, but it's situational, so maybe just stick it in the middle, B.
Yeah, it's less situational than Lightborn. Like, you're gonna get more value out of that just innately because of the multitude of items that survivors can carry and how good they are. So,
Yeah.
friends till the end.
Heidi ho.
Hey ho.
That one's I tried to run that. I've tried to run it beyond just my video. I actually tried running it on Unknown. 20 seconds isn't very long.
No, it's not.
I like it with Rancor because it guarantees that there will be someone exposed at the end if you can get them down to one survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 20 seconds isn't very long. It's just seeing their aura and the ability, like Nemesis, you can change the obsession with it.
It's-
C, maybe.
Yeah, it's another, like, situational, maybe go with other builds, who knows. I think it's... I'm not being too particular about the order, but... Furtive Chase.
That is baby mad.
Are
Actually,
you...
let's actually refresh ourselves on what it actually does.
No, because they've changed it. Each time
Alright.
you hook your obsession, you benefit from the following effects for 18 seconds. You are undetectable and in 5% haste. Whenever the obsession is rescued from a hook, the rescue will become the new obsession.
Okay, so that's a bit like the last one. Like changes to obsession.
Yeah. Because I actually ran this on a Skull Merchant, and it's okay.
Oh, right. They finally ended the furtive chase meme then.
Yeah, it's actually, like, it's fine, but not like... I don't think this is... Yeah.
High D, maybe even C.
Yeah, I think
I'll have to
close.
run that with Points to the end though, because like if you hook your obsession, someone else becomes the obsession, then you can get to them a little quicker.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
well, then again, but no, hang on, because they're not exposed, are they? So. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work with Points to the end because you've got to hook someone who is not the obsession.
Oh, yeah.
But still, that effect isn't too bad. Yeah, Phantom Chase is no longer baby man.
Yeah, it's not just complete. What did it even do before? Like
It was like something bizarre, like reduces your
tear radius.
terror radius
Yeah.
by like 1 meter when when there's a full moon and the survivors are all injured, and this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was just complete nonsense. Game of Foot.
I've run that recently.
It looks okay.
It's alright, but it's like you gotta be chasing your obsession.
Yeah, you gotta be chasing the obsession, and then they have to like drop a pallet, or you have to stop to kick a gen.
Yeah, maybe C. I didn't see a huge difference with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I mean, so if it had the same effects with like, but it wasn't limited to the obsession, it'd probably be A, but it's not.
Yeah. I could see them just doing that, honestly, because it's very limited as is. Gearhead.
I have to refresh myself on what it even does.
After a survivor loses the health state, it activates for 30 seconds. While Gearhead is active, any survivor succeeding a good skill check or repairing or reveals an aura to you for 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
30 seconds is not very long.
Yeah, but it's whenever you injure somebody. After a survivor loses a health state, so just fucking anything, I guess.
I'd rather use like
Yeah.
Nurse's Calling.
You know, I remember.
No, that sucks because like 30 seconds, okay. And yeah, I know you can like hit them remotely, like someone walks into a trap.
Yeah.
But okay, and then they start healing, and then you might see that, or if they get a skill, nah, that sucks. It's not literally useless, but it's shit.
Yeah. Speaking of
Why
shit,
would I want that instead of like Nurse's Calling? You know?
yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I don't know. I remember running at the beginning of my challenge and didn't get any use out of it. It didn't feel like it was actually doing what it was supposed to do.
Right.
But speaking of hot garbage, here's genetic limits. When a survivor finishes a healing action, they suffer from exhausted for 32 seconds. Great. Fucking who cares?
That's like. It's just, yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but it's pretty shit.
I don't know. Like I feel like if they're healing, they're not near you, so they're not gonna. Exhaustion is not gonna matter that much.
No, I don't think it's. Yeah, it's not baby mode. But...
No, but it is. It's deathbound in terms of just being a strange way to apply a debuff, and not even like
I don't know. I'm not. Like, I'm not like disagreeing with you. I'm being like devil's advocate. I'm trying to think of like the pros. I'm just trying to think like hook healing and things like that. You know, like because they will try and hook heal in your face. It's. I wouldn't say anything of D anyway. I'm just trying to.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like potentially, because if they try and sort of heal in your face, like they hook healing specifically, and then they might sprint burst off, or you're denying them.
Here's kind of the thing, like, because there are so many perks to pick from, and you get 4 of them, there are a lot of perks that, like, no matter if you might get use out of them, you're gonna pick a perk that you will get use out of, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, genetic limits is very much like, yeah, that might come in handy, or I could just pick something that'll guarantee.
Yeah. No.
So, like...
but it's still D, but...
Yeah, it's... Because it's one of those things like, yeah, like it doesn't matter. They do all these perks. They keep adding all these new perks, and it's usually like the killer has 1 good one, and then 2 just like, yeah, I'm not ever going to really run that.
We don't want us breaking the game, so we're just doing something very mediocre.
Yeah.
I will say though, if you do chase them, they will continue to be exhausted while sprinting.
Oh yeah. No, exhaustion's
So
fine.
they won't get like life back or whatever. But yeah, no, it's a D. It's a D.
I would still rather run Mindbreaker just because like.
Yeah,
if,
no, that's a good example.
Yeah. Just like if I want exhaustion, they're going to be working on gens. Like that's just as soon as I chase them off the gen, they're exhausted. Like that's perfect. Grim Embrace.
Okay, so this is you because I don't.
I really like Grim Embrace. It's I could try justifying because I know it got reworked. Like it used to be like worse. I think it just had the first effect where it just blocked it for a few seconds after a hook. But now it's like it does that, and then the fourth time, if you hook every survivor once, you get 40 seconds of every gen being blocked. Oh yeah, and the Aura of the Obsession is shown to you for 6 seconds. I forget about that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just like here's just a slowdown perk. Like if you hook everybody once, you got every gen is just off limits, and so it doesn't always like work to your benefit. Like it's kind of I think that kind of goes here because it's kind of like Dead Man's Switch in that it'll block it, but it's situational. Yeah. So like you might not block it at the right time, or like you might not get all your hooks, but it's
but it's like saying
yeah. It's so it's good, but it's not like an A tier, but it's still really good, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I might run it myself at some point.
Hex Blood Favor.
I like that, but the fact it's a hex like massively.
Yeah. I think because it's strong that it has to be a hex, because like I can't imagine.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying that's not fair. I'm just saying though, it's a gamble.
Yeah, hexes are just innately like such a risk. But if
it will screw with people who don't notice it though.
Yeah.
I've had people just camp pallets that they can't drop.
It's a risk worth taking in this case. Not like some others, but this one seems pretty good. I have not run it yet, and I really want to try it.
Yeah, it's very similar to Disillusion.
Oh
Or like they get hit, and then there's like a follow up within that time frame.
Yeah, for sure. Hex Crowd Control.
No, I don't. I don't want to say I've never used it. I think I probably have tried it, but I've never gotten any value out of it.
It's kind of similar to Blood Favor, honestly. Like.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But I would say it's a worse version of it. Like.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but the fact that it's a hex means that you might get one or two like catching people off guard, and then suddenly it's gone. They just cleanse it. And if you bring multiple perks to compensate for that, like you bring Undying, then it's like that's 2 perks you're bringing just to potentially block some people off in vaults. It's
and there's always like they can always just go around to a pallet. It's not going to stop the pallet.
Yeah, exactly. So
if I want to take a chance, Blood Favor is just a lot more appealing.
I guess all the hexes are right here. So Devour Hope.
Really, really good, but if you can keep it in the game long enough to get that payoff, I'd say A or B.
Yeah,
it is good, but hex perks. So
no, it's incredibly strong. I'd say, like, it has the innate risks that hexes have, but because the benefits are just permanent exposure and being able to kill survivors, like.
Yeah,
it's one of those things like it doesn't make itself immediately obvious, and then by the time it is obvious, you're already getting like a really good benefit out of it. So
you'll always like unless it just gets cleansed, you should at least hopefully get an exposed hit out of it.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's
I'm fine with that.
If we just account for the fact that hexes are risky, it is definitely worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Face
if any hexes are, it's that one.
Yeah. Face the Darkness.
Oh god, that's a weird one. I think I used it when the killer first came out. It's just I don't know.
So yeah, this one is like when you injure Survivor, Yeah, you injure a survivor by any means. It creates the hex totem, and then while the hex totem is up, they just start yelling. They scream every 25 seconds outside your terror radius, revealing the auras for 2 seconds each time. Like, that sounds decent, but
It's
it also...
outside your terror radius.
Yeah... I don't know.
I guess screaming interrupts certain actions.
Maybe, yeah. I think it's more so just the information, but...
No, I'm trying to think of uses outside of just the information.
Yeah.
I guess, I guess like if you're like healing, and you have like sloppy in the bleeding.
Yeah.
That would make it regress.
Or Dead Man Switch. They stop doing a gen, suddenly it gets blocked.
Oh yeah, we're gotta try some of these ideas, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
But that's like a
C. Yeah, it's like maybe can be useful, but that requires
a. Funny.
Yeah, it's definitely funny. You'll think they're running that Nick Cage perk.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. I think I probably have done that. Haunted Ground.
Haunted Ground. It's
kind of a just screws with people kind of perk.
Yeah, it's one of those perks that is effective in games that's not even in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people fear it.
It's that dead hard thing of just the fact that it exists means that
it hesitant to cleanse totems.
Yeah, especially if you don't know what it is. It's like, I'm not cursed yet, so this could be just someone threw in a haunted ground just to fuck with me. And just
think about how much that one perk has changed everyone's like how many games people running hexes. The fact that one perk even exists, that's probably deterred so many people from doing hexes when they should have.
Yeah. I think that kind of raises it just by its intimidation alone. I think it's not like amazing by itself, but you can get like a quick down if the.
It does seem to trigger the worst possible times, but when it does, it's good.
Yeah,
it's usually like if you by yourself or you're chasing someone who's already injured, but you never know when it works. It's good.
Yeah, and it
might scare them off doing another hex, which you do want to protect.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Huntress Lullaby.
That's a D.
Yeah, it's a.
I like the effect, but the fact it's a hex, it's not good enough for a hex. I wouldn't say you could just. Actually, you know what? It probably doesn't need to be a hex. You've got to build it up through getting hooks.
Yeah. I've heard someone actually say like, this could be like not a hex; it'd just be a perk, and it would still not be that great. Which I think that may be misleading because it's pretty annoying, but
it's kind of any skill check things are kind of like a noob sumper that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like because high level players will not struggle with that.
Yeah, you could probably nerf it slightly and then get rid of the hex.
Yeah. Hex, no one escapes death.
Jeez. It's like the most annoying thing in the world, but if you're a survivor, but.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, we both know what it is. It's like the consolation prize for if you suck. Like,
yeah. But like, is it bad because of that?
It's not. It doesn't make it bad.
But
it's weird because it's very powerful, but it also kind of means you've technically kind of already lost or close to it.
Yeah.
And it's not like Fire Up, which gives you like small buffs over time. It's like no, they've done all the gens.
Yeah.
They've only got one objective remaining.
You got that period between when they power the gates and before they open it that you could just start downing people and just screwing with them.
Yeah, it can get you like a kill or two, but
yeah,
like it's also been nerfed as well. Like you can cleanse that totem. In fact, I've done that with my survival friends. We've got like someone who's because it just seemed to come up a lot even nowadays. Like I've got a friend who would just insist on doing all of the hexes per game, and honestly, he's probably saved us a lot of time as well because they usually do run into it.
Right.
like preemptively doing the hexes, and but yeah, they did nerf it because it will show you the hex after a certain amount of time, so you can then, if you're brave, get rid of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. It's powerful, but it's powerful in a way that's
Yeah,
not massively helpful.
I think it's a high C because it's like it is powerful, but yeah,
And it is intimidating.
yeah,
That also means I'm probably just gonna leave, and if there's anyone who's currently in chase, I'm probably just gonna let them die.
yeah,
Oh, unless if it's like a friend, we might
Right.
try and do the hex, but
yeah.
for a rando now, I'm not messing with that shit.
Hex Pentimento.
Yes, a weird one.
It's
got some value out of it recently, but
Yeah.
it's very, very powerful if it works, but
which it won't.
the planets have to align and shit.
I
First of all, they need to cleanse hexes.
yeah.
So right off the start, you got to run it with was it Plaything? Yeah, which is funnily enough the next one.
Yeah.
You got to run it with that just to make sure they actually cleanse them. Which even running Plaything, like, they're not guaranteed to do, you know.
Mm.
And then if you want to lock them all, which is the best possible result for them, yeah, you've got to interact with all 5 totems, and you basically have to do it at the same time, because if they cleanse one again, you can't relight it.
Yeah.
So basically, if you want to get them, the effect is huge though. Like it's really crippling, but it's so hard to pull off. It's like Devour Hope, but just even harder.
Can you put a Pentimento on just like a regular totem that was broken?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's
but I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
yeah, it's just
But,
like
you know, why would they have to cleanse the
Yeah.
old one anyway?
Yeah. Like I mean, well, there are perks for that. You know, there's like the inner strength or whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
good point.
but yeah, at the same like that's not a reliable thing. Like you can't expect survivors to do that. So you have to
No, I would
force
say
their
it's
hand.
the C.
Yeah.
Because even tier 1 or 2, like 1 or 2 tokens, it's alright. It
Yeah.
kind of slows them down.
Oh yeah, it's like
ain't bad.
30% reduction to repair speed. That's really good. It's just that
That's a big deal.
it just will force them to cleanse it. It's like a ruin thing where it's like they're just going to focus on that while it's out there. And if you lose one of them, then you might as well not have any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I would say C.
yeah.
Because presuming that you're only going to get like 1 or 2 tokens. And you've got to go out your way as well to do the whole lighting thing.
Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, a lot of these hexes you don't actually have to do anything. They just power you up. But now when you actually have to go around lighting totems, and it's just creating busy work for yourself.
Yeah.
Plaything is not
Yeah.
that great by itself.
No. No, it is not.
I don't know if I want to put it in D, but I still... Because Oblivious is pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's a big divide if you survive with friends or not.
Yeah, for sure. But that's...
Low C, I guess.
yeah.
And they can waste if they're a lot of them more experienced survivors won't even bother cleansing it. They're just like, okay, Oblivious, whatever. But then some of the newer ones might go out the way to cleanse it,
Yeah.
which wastes time.
I actually forgot what this did. I remember this is a Deathslinger.
That's
This is the one that-
retribution.
Survivors cleansing or blessing any totem suffer Oblivious for 45 seconds. After cleansing it, their auras of all survivors are revealed to 15 seconds. That's right, okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
not too bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't really have any control of the timing of it. That's a drawback.
Yeah. But... yeah, I mean, that's kind of the Hex thing in general, really.
Yeah.
High C, maybe?
Sure, C's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it just does good stuff for you.
Yeah.
It's especially, like, and again, it's like, not innately amazing. Like, if they just see a random hex, they're not going to cleanse it if it's, because it could be sacred or a haunted ground. But If you bring it with something else, because I think it works on any. Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah. It's the Oblivious is for any totem, and then the auras are revealed for any hex totem. So
Right.
like you don't have to be that one. It just has to be a hex totem. So you bring it with other hex, then there you go. You just get multiple aura reads.
Yeah.
So hex ruin.
Not as good as it was, but it's not useless. It's not
No.
crap.
Yeah, it got demoted. It's eh.
B, sure, I would go with B.
It's annoying still. Like
Yeah.
it's certainly not weak, but it's so annoying.
I think it's 100% of normal speed.
Yeah. Because it starts at 50 if you got it at tier 1.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Right. Oh god.
Alrighty.
I find it funny they do this. I feel like the whole, maybe it's just because we've played it a lot, but like the whole tiered perk thing just seems a little like do we ever acknowledge tiers 1 and 2? Like when we talk about perks, we're just talking about 3, you know?
Well, yeah. I have to acknowledge them a lot because not all my perks are leveled up because.
No, I hear that. Oh, I've got to answer the door. Sorry. Okay, what are we talking about?
I think we're on Hex Third Seal.
Oh.
Remember that one?
No.
It makes survivors blind.
Just permanently blind. Start the game, you can't see the screen.
No. It's a hex that once you've hit a survivor, they become blind until the hex totem is cleansed. And blindness is.
It's not terrible, but I think we've meaned on that, but that's not the worst thing I've ever heard of.
It's not the worst thing, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to put it above D. It's.
That's fine. D's fine.
Yeah. You know what? It's less gimmicky than Huntress Lullaby, but it's. Blindness is not that scary.
No, it kind of slows people down a bit, but
It's not. I mean, Oblivious, I think, is scarier than Blindness. But. Eh. Oh, Hex Thrill of the Hunt. I forgot about this one. Each totem remaining in the environment, Hex Thrill of the Hunt is granted 1 token. For each token, they suffer 10% action speed, cleansing and blessing totems.
it's good for slowing them down doing hexes.
Yeah, it's just another, like,
It's
hex.
not too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not too bad.
hex supplement.
It's just kind of like it's not undying.
Yeah. I'll put that down there. Not an amazing thing, because it
No.
slows them down, but I think you'd rather just have them off your hexes or make them suffer for cleansing them than just slowing them down slightly. Well, this is that Chucky perk that I don't think is any good.
Oh, the blinding one.
Yeah.
Is
So after you get stunned or blind twice, there is a hex totem created that blinds all survivors who blind or stun you for 1.5 seconds. What the fuck is this?
it's maybe like anti sort of police squad. I don't know. It's weird.
You know what? I was making fun of Third Seal. I didn't realize that there was a significantly worse version of this perk.
When I say, when it blinds you, I mean it doesn't. It's not the blind status effect. It's like it literally
Oh.
screen. Just be clear there. Like that's not the same.
Okay, yeah.
So when you flashbang yourself and you're like that's
Okay, that's
okay, yeah, because your reaction there was like, okay, it's not that bad, but it's not good either.
okay.
Yeah, the phrasing's a little weird.
Yeah, because it
blindness.
blinds you instead of making you suffer from blindness, which is a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's very, very silly and gimmicky.
I'm just gonna put it right next to Third Seal. It's...
Yeah, I've never really seen it. The thing is, though, I haven't really played Survivor much since Chucky came out, so I've never had it used on me.
Right, yeah.
But I can't. It's a hex, you gotta be blinded twice, it's... I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like you can use it and it would get value, but it's... It's more like, just like the YouTube, like, oh god, they didn't see this coming, you know.
Yeah.
And they can cleanse it as well. Maybe you should just have it like every other blind. Every time you get blinded, like every other time.
Right,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not hex.
Because I just imagine, like, you pallet stun a killer, but you've got a big gap between you, and you're both, like you're blinded and they're stunned for about the same amount of time. Like, you can still move, you know?
Well, I mean, there's blinding as well. There's like flashlight blinding.
Right, yeah,
But yeah. I have to say, I am like playing devil's advocate for a lot of these. This isn't me like, oh, it's actually
No,
great,
no,
you're an
yeah.
idiot.
I
You're
hear
not
you.
realizing that. Like, yeah.
No, yeah, I gotcha. Again, it's like, unless we have more experience with it, we can't say much anyway.
Well, yeah, this whole thing's a little bit skewed anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah. Undying.
I don't know if it's like S because it is by itself, but
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
like I would still describe that as a must-have. Like if someone's like shopping around for teachables, like, oh, what should I look for in the shrine? I would say Undying, because Undying just makes all the other hexes viable.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I can't take Devour Hope without Undying, you know.
I think in the
I
case
mean,
of
there's some
hexes,
them, but-
yeah, in the case of hexes, I think this is, like, hexes themselves are, like, just innately a thing that you don't run by themselves, and that's because Undying exists. I think it's so powerful because of that.
Yeah.
Like, it makes such a difference when you're doing anything with hexes at all. So
Yeah.
I think that's worthy of being up there, just because it's synonymous with just hex builds. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Hoarder, though.
Like
Hoarder.
low D. Not literally useless, but
Yeah. I'm just gonna put that right
you
there.
can use it for things like Nemesis when people are picking up vaccines. But
Does that work?
yes.
Picking up an item. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can use it with Franklin's. That's kind of funny as well.
That is pretty funny. You know what? I'm gonna bump it up because of that. That's just really funny.
Okay, fair enough.
Hubris.
I like it conceptually. In fact, I kind of love it conceptually, but I ain't got a lot of value out of it. Admittedly, I've tried running it.
It's funny, the idea of it. Yeah, the concept is
Yeah.
really good, but then, like, I feel like you're not gonna get a lot of hits after you get stunned, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I found happening.
So it's
There's also because if you've been stunned, then the whole stunning thing is to elongate a chase.
yeah.
End of it.
So nah.
Yes, I agree.
Hysteria.
I'll need a refresh on that.
If you injure whenever you injure a survivor, all injured survivors become oblivious for 30 seconds. It's
I'm sure I tried to run that once with some like weird build.
yeah, like I thought this was like the coolest thing, and I tried running it a couple of times, and I don't feel like I got a lot of use out of it. It's one of those things that is effective in ways that you can't really. It's kind of impossible to tell what it's actually doing. But
Exactly.
I think not useless, but I can't see.
Hey.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's like Plaything, honestly. It's just Oblivious is good. Like it's a good thing to have. Like it never hurts, but it doesn't. It's like you can't really see the effects of it. So
Exactly.
I just, yeah, it's good for like hysteria is it's fun to use for plague. You just
Yeah.
just get people injured just by throwing up on them, and occasionally just random people become sick and then suddenly go, I can't hear anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'm all ears.
A. I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's S. I don't know if it's gonna. Well,
No.
definitely A. Definitely A.
It's because it is situational. Like, there are times where it'll trigger and just, like, you get nothing out of it. But
Yeah.
it's really good. It's just really, really nice to see whenever someone vaults, you just can read where they're going and just
Yeah.
respond to that. It's really nice. Infectious Fright.
That's very good as well. That's probably A.
Yeah, I have not run this in quite a while, but
Neither have I, but it's definitely good.
yeah, I know it is strong, so I'm not gonna deny.
Just the immediacy of just everyone is here.
Yeah, just having a bunch of information as soon as you down somebody. I guess that's the time you really want to know where people are, or while around you, is whenever you knock someone down. It's like, can I just pick someone up, or is there somebody
Yeah,
I
that's a
could
good
down
point.
again?
Yeah, you're right. There's altruistic survivors as well. There's ones who like to hang around and do saves and everything.
Yeah.
It's good to know they're around.
So, Insidious. Wow. Is that Baby Mad?
Probably.
It's-
Yeah, unless you're making like a YouTube meme video, then probably, yeah.
It doesn't do
I,
anything that's actually good for the game. It just does stupid shit.
it feels really out of place as well. It just feels super dated.
Isn't
Weird.
isn't Insidious like innate in the game now?
No,
I could have sworn it's like if you stand still like for enough amount of time, then
I don't think so.
I could be wrong then.
They would have changed that if it was anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there's that. I feel, yeah, I feel quite right. Yeah, because I said baby mode is literally useless, but no, it's baby mode. It's fucking stupid. Don't run that.
Oh boy. Iron Grasp.
Doesn't hurt. Kind of kind of a newbie, kind of crutchy kind of perk.
It's sort of just on par with agitation.
I would say it's worse than agitation though, because
Yeah.
agitation you move faster. You know, because so that's decreases the wiggling, right? But
Uh,
the offset of that is the agitation you're moving faster. So it's kind of like how do I describe this? It's like I don't know, like moving faster but having more fuel basically.
right.
You know, you sort of reach the same destination.
Iron
Well
Maiden.
done on me. Right, okay, Iron Maiden. It's not very good. You get slightly faster reloads for certain killers, but it's not. People generally don't get in the lockers, because if you get in a locker and you're healthy, you know, if you get caught in there, you're gonna lose both health states anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. So I just it didn't save my color scheme, it saved everything else, which is weird. But
Yeah, I can see a big inconsistency with the video.
yeah. It's gracious. Okay, so it's not good by itself. It works with a couple of killers, but
Even then, it's not like, I mean, okay, you reload a bit faster, but it's not amazing.
yeah.
I'd put that in D, honestly.
Yeah. Knockout. I haven't thought about this in a while.
No. That's very dependent on survive with friends or not.
Yeah, I don't see it being good, really.
No,
It,
not really.
yeah, it's sort of weird. Like, it's not useful against survivors who are together, and it's probably not necessary on survivors who aren't, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know if I
Not
want to...
useless.
Yeah, it's... yeah...
Deafened. Reduces their field of view and causes them to be deafened. What the fuck?
Yeah. I do remember the deafen thing. It, like, gives you a weird sort of visual/audio effect.
Huh.
Yeah, you don't see this one very often.
No, probably for good reason.
Yeah. This next one, though. Lethal Pursuer.
That's a good one. Especially since they buffed it. That's like A. Maybe even S.
Maybe yes, yeah.
I think it was A originally, and I think putting the extended aura reading might tip it into S.
Yeah. Because
Just how it gets the ball rolling at the start.
yeah, it just completely or immediately gets you chasing somebody, more or less.
Yeah, and yet not only that, you know where everyone is. Well, I mean, that's like what's it called, distortion. Might throw you off, but
I mean, you also
yeah.
know people have
then
distortion. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know they're running that, so.
So you can gain a lot of information off of that. So, and then also, it benefits a lot of other really good perks because it buffs every aura reading perk.
Like we put I'm all ears in A and it buffs that, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's just good. So
I'd say that's S. Yeah.
Yeah. Leverage. Each time you hook a survivor, leverage gains a token up to 10. Altruistic and personal healing effects speeds of survivors are reduced by 5% for the next 30 seconds.
I can't think of a use for that.
So, after 10 hooks... God, yeah, 10 hooks. Gotta do that.
I don't get it. I don't get it. For 30 seconds? Like, how about permanently?
Yeah,
you know?
like...
why 30 seconds?
Like, let me look back at Colorophobia again. I know it's like terror radius, but...
Yeah, but still.
Oh, that reduces it by 50%. Wow.
That's D. That's D. But not literally useless, because it does something, but that is shit.
It's not even a bad effect, but it's like... It would be... there's a way better perk. Like...
Dumb.
It would be... It would be good if it was permanent, but the fact that it lasts 30 seconds after a hook, and it's... has to build up, too, like... I feel
That's
like
dumb.
Once you get 10 hooks, you're already probably doing pretty good. Yeah.
10 hooks.
Actually, well, yeah, that's, yeah. 8 hooks is putting everyone in death state. So
Yeah, I know that, but that 30 seconds with us.
that means you have to kill 2 survivors and hook the other 2 twice to get the maximum benefit, and it's...
What are they thinking?
Oh, that's garbage.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna move that down. Okay, Lightborn. Lightborn's in the
That's like Franklin's, but even more specific. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It's like Mad Grit, you know. It's like it's not always gonna do anything. When it does work, it's hilarious. But it's let's be honest, it's a D.
Yeah.
Like I mean, really, almost like Baby Mad, but
No, it's in this.
but
It's Iron Maiden.
yeah.
Like, it's straight up Iron
Yeah.
Maiden. It's a thing where like it is useful in very specific situations, but completely worthless outside of that. So like,
yeah.
at the very least, it does something. It's just so specific you can't say it's a good perk.
No,
Yeah.
no, exactly right.
Machine learning. So
Another one won't manage to read it.
Yeah, I talked about this. While machine learning is active, when you damage a generator, it activates. The next generator you damage becomes Compromise, highlighting as aura yellow until completed. When it's completed, you get 30 seconds of undetectable and 10% haste.
It's like a bit like the batteries included.
Yeah,
It
basically.
requires you to lose a generator. There's a nice 30 seconds of haste is nice.
30 seconds of 10% haste. That's pretty solid.
It is, yeah.
So, like, it's a pretty good effect, but it does require you to kick a gen that then gets completed. So the effect, like the trigger for it, is pretty awkward.
It is, yeah.
Because I use this as my challenge. It's okay, but again, like,
it doesn't sound great.
Honestly,
it is a nice buff, but
I kind of just want to put next to fire up.
Alright, fair enough.
I feel like
I'm okay with that.
That's basically exactly what it is. It's one of those perks. It's like it's good whenever you do something that you shouldn't do, which is let survivors finish gens.
I hear you. That's fine. I'm alright with that.
Yeah. Mad Grit. Speaking of silly ass perks.
I love it, but it's not very good.
No.
It's inferior to Starstruck.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is hilarious when it works, but it's much like Lightborn. It requires survivors to do a very specific thing that they might not.
Yeah, and it's also probably not very good by itself.
No.
Like you usually want to supplement it with like agitation.
Yeah.
So make your choice.
That's alright. That's kind of kill specific. I find it. I need to be like a killer that can get around quickly.
Yeah. I don't see this one very often, but I think it's okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe C. Maybe B. It's not too bad. You got to be the right killer though. You got to be able to get back to the hook in time.
Yeah.
You got to keep track of who unhooked. I mean, how long is it for? For a whole minute. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Whole minute of exposed for people unhooking. So.
I would say B.
Yeah.
Only because we've got a bit too many in C.
Yeah. There's a lot of mediocre perks though.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's C, isn't it? You know, middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say B because it's.
Yeah.
It's better than some of those in C. I'm looking now because I've got to remind myself. Okay.
Merciless Storm.
That's kind of a noob stomper.
Yeah.
But experienced survivors won't be affected as much, so that's kind of, you know, who are you sort of going against? What's your skill level?
That's very much in the these Oblivious perk tier, where it's like that might be effective on certain people, but like top players are not going to be affected by this at all.
I would say maybe. I don't think it's bad either, though. The blocking is nice. I tend to run it on killers who can sort of interrupt it. It goes well with the Tinkerer.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Not only will you get the drop on them, but you get the drop on them when it's as they're doing the skill checks.
That's right, yeah. I actually forgot about that. It's it isn't just that they have to fail the skill check for it to get blocked. It's like just if you interrupt them, that's just basically a guaranteed like benefit to that. So I think that's actually a little bit that I gave it credit for.
Yeah, are we saying B then? Low B?
Yeah, low B sounds about right.
Okay.
Because if you're especially with Tinker, that'll probably actually complement it very well.
That's what I've done, yeah.
Okay. Actually, I need to do that more. Mindbreaker. I remember this.
It's exhaustion and blindness.
Yes. I remember this one was just garbage on release, and I think it's because it had something to do with the way Exhausted worked. Like, I think this was before, it, like, would stop ticking down whenever they were running.
Right.
So it was like, you would get, like, 10 seconds of Exhausted, and it's just like, what does that do? Like, nothing. But now it's, they're exhausted while they're working on it, and then when they're running away, so if you like approach them and they start running, then they're just exhausted the whole time, and also blind, which is nice.
Yeah, I like the blindness because you run it with like Dead Man's Switch, they're gonna like let go to see what's happening. You know.
Oh yeah.
Let's see the allies are always like someone going for them, and then Dead Man's Switch blocks them. So.
Okay, yeah.
They've kind of got to so in that situation they've got to assume. Like, there's Dead Man's Switch, I can't let go of this, but then I've got to assume someone else, if they're with randos, someone else is going for them, right? So they can't find out unless they like go. But I'm saying that with Dead Man's Switch, but I still think it's good. If you get like the drop on someone, they can't just sprint burst away or something, because they're going to be sprinting
Yeah,
as they
yeah,
run
yeah.
away from you or lithe or whatever.
How good is it though? I'm not actually sure. It
I'm
sounds strong,
I'm
but
split between low B, high C.
yeah,
It's maybe high. I don't know. I'll let you call that.
I think because of how good exhaustion perks are, that
Mm,
it's probably more valuable that I give it credit for. So
yeah, B then. Yeah.
yeah, I think low B is fine.
Okay.
Monitor and abuse.
No, this is different now.
So, oh, well, it's the
What?
same thing, but they just got rid of that one effect.
Yeah. Which was kind of well, it wasn't the entire point of it, but it was very distinctly the FOV perk. And some people could only play with that perk on because a lot of people hate narrow FOVs,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
have to use that.
I could have sworn they.
Oh no, it's not the other one. It's not the other one FOV. Isn't there two FOV ones?
Yeah. It was Shadowborn and this one.
Right. Okay, yeah, Shadowborn. I forgot about that.
But this one increased your tear radius or increased your FOV when you were in chases. I think something weird like that. But so this one, I swore this used to reduce your tear radius by 8, and now it's 16. But
Right.
so that's.
I mean, I can find out. I mean, it's on the history.
Yeah. I don't know if it's
History was 6 and 12. Yeah, it used to be 8, and then reduced it by 16. Yeah.
Huh.
No. Okay. So. No, it doesn't look like it changed.
Oh.
The actual thing. They just changed the FOV thing.
I just remembered. But 16's
hang on
pretty
a
good.
sec. Increases the radius default tour radius by 8 meters. Reduces it by 16. 8, yeah.
Either way.
But anyway, either way.
Yeah.
It's still alright.
Yeah. It's your stealth killer perk. Like if you have anybody with even like normal terror radius, like going down to 16, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't know if maybe because it's not like amazing. But
I would say C.
yeah,
I think it's less of an effect than some of those Bs.
Yeah. But it's got its purposes.
It's hard to really register how much it's really helping, admittedly.
Oh yeah.
I'd still say it's C.
Nemesis.
He's a very good killer, A.
Yeah. He's one of my favorites. I'm gonna put this right here. Actually, I'm gonna put it down here.
It's not. Hang on. Let's slow down. I'm going to remind myself of the effect because it does the switching thing.
Oh yeah, so the survivor who stuns you becomes the obsession, if they aren't already, and if that obsession switch happens. Oh no!
You see the aura.
Anytime your obsession switches to another survivor by any means, that survivor then suffers from oblivious, and you see their aura for 4 seconds.
Oh, well, you could do that with some other things. You could do that with that Chucky one, and there's some use there. Obsession perks are kind of weird. It's not an area I've only just recently kind of started looking into, but
yeah, that I did not even think about. Like, cause it's one of those things where I just remember this perk being so garbage that like I didn't even consider that there are new perks that it can benefit. I don't know if that effect was always there. It probably was, but it was like there wasn't really a good way to work with that. But thinking about it now, I'm like that actually seems okay.
Yeah, switching, because you could use it with like Rancor, like someone stuns you with it at the end game, and
yeah.
There's a lot of obsession perks. It's almost like so there's enough obsession perks in the game nowadays to make it sort of like a build. I mean, I've been trying to do that recently with Game of Thought.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad. It's just a straightforward use of it though by itself. Yeah, it's not particularly good. Seeing that aura's it's alright for 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Someone hits you with a pallet.
It would work really well with that that Chucky one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. Yeah. C, Lucy, yeah. Mid-C, even.
Mitsu, yeah, I think it's a little better than some of these perks. Just because,
fair
like,
enough.
that application does sound really neat, and I actually want to try it.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I might find it actually sucks, but, yeah,
No.
sounds alright.
Yeah.
No Way Out.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's,
I'm not the biggest fan of, like, endgame perks, but it's not bad.
yeah, I
If you're not,
mean,
like, confident, it slows them down quite a fair bit.
yeah, just you get hooks, and then it takes longer for them to open the exit gates. It's,
I mean, you've got to get, like, you've got to really ideally hook everyone at least once by that point, but if you haven't even done that by the end game, you're kind of fucked anyway. No perk's gonna help you there, from nowhere.
yeah. So, B, I think.
B, yeah, I can go with B.
It's,
It does have an effect. People do notice it.
oh no, yeah.
And if you don't need it, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to hide.
I love that perk. I would almost just say A. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree or not.
I do, actually, yeah.
Because you're going to be kicking gens anyway, and it's just... Yeah. There's not really much else to say.
Yeah, it's...
They're not going to, like, pick up on that, are they? And the cooldown is what? Like...
I don't...
Oh no, there is cooldown.
Yeah, I don't think there's a cooldown. It's just, if you kick a Jin,
It's really good.
you see auras, like, hell yeah.
Slightly nerfed by the recent, like, spiked things, but that's
Yeah.
whatever.
Nah,
I think that's a solid A.
yeah, I've gotten really good use out of it. I like this one a lot.
Mm.
Oppression.
It's alright.
Yeah,
It's not too bad. I like it. I don't love it. It's alright.
Yeah, it's, so what is it? You just, when you kick a Jin, 3 other Jins also start regressing, which I think there is a little bit of a weakness there in that I don't know how often you're going to find a situation where you kick a Jin and there are 3 other Jins that also have progress on them.
Yeah. But still, doesn't hurt either.
No, but it's one of those things, like, its effect sounds a lot better than I think it actually is. Especially because it's a big
It's not that
cooldown.
powerful.
Yeah. It also triggers a skill check, which is just a big eh.
Yeah, skill check's alright. It's yeah.
So
I've been able to find some people because they failed said skill check, but still. Yeah, B, I guess. Yeah, B.
yeah.
So, yeah, any kind of regression perk's always generally pretty good. But...
Yeah. And speaking of overcharge,
it's kind of, again, another like kind of noob stomp. Although it does, what does it do? It regresses it fast. Yeah, so it goes from 85 to 130 over the next 30 seconds. So it kind of really comes into its own. If you manage to chase someone off, if there's like 2 people in gen, someone taps it, or I guess like tapping's not really a thing anymore, but it's sort of, yeah. So if they go to tap it, they're gonna have to contend with a skill check, which admittedly, like especially if you know it's coming, it's not hard.
right?
But then again, if you ignore it for a while, it gets up to 130. So say if you've got one person by themselves doing a gen, and it's a decent progress on it, and you chase them off and you even manage to down them, you know, that's more effective than just a normal kick.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's if there's someone around to tap it and they're decent, you know, not going to screw up the skill check, it's worse than a normal kick. But if you utterly chase someone off and nobody else kind of takes over, then it's better than a normal kick. So,
And even I'm looking at it now. If I understand it correctly, yeah, it would take 10 seconds to get back to 100%. So, and then it just gets even better from there. So yeah, that's not bad at all.
B.
Yeah.
B. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid B, I'd say.
Yeah. That's fine.
Overwhelming presence.
That's fucking that's dumb. That's dumb. That's like low D. That's real bad. Not useless, but real bad.
it's one of those things where
using up items, yeah.
you'll never notice the effect of it. Like, you'll have no idea how strong it is, but typically speaking, like, you might fuck with somebody's, like, toolbox.
Yeah.
I've never known...
But you've got to be there anyway, it's...
Yeah.
The terror radius thing is what really gets me.
Yeah.
I know you couldn't make it universal, you're gonna have some sort of catch, but...
Yeah, yeah.
They have to... I guess flashlights are like the only thing they'd be using close to you.
Yeah.
I'd rather take Franklin's.
Or the toolbox for hook saves, I guess. I don't know, yeah. Very...
Franklin's is better.
Yeah, very much so.
And again, like, also like Franklin, like, if they don't even have items, it's worthless.
Right, yeah. Which I guess you could tell, but nah.
Yeah.
Play with your
But that's
food.
the thing, it's like Lightborn, you take it when you see it in the lobby.
Yeah, but you're not gonna take...
No, I'm not gonna take that, I'm gonna take Franklin.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Play with your food.
That's a very kind of like high-end kind of play.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not good enough to use that, but I know it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't, yeah, it's... Because I think it's good. I'm pretty sure it is. It's just... You have this weird thing where you have to engage a chase with your obsession and then purposely leave it to get a speed boost for other chases.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like, the way the obsession mechanic works when they introduce it with Myers is, like, very unique. It's a very interesting idea. Which is another thing that they did with Myers, where they actually, like, really well implemented, like, you know, that character into the gameplay and then the perks.
Yeah.
It's like, you always got to leave the obsession alive, whereas other obsession perks are actually a little more, or a little different than that. But,
yeah. I would put it in B, yeah, just because I don't feel qualified.
Yeah.
To review it.
Yeah. I can review this one, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real good.
It might be the best perk in the game for killers.
Yeah. I mean, there's drawbacks. It only really comes into its own when if you can make it in time when it actually intercepts and it's far enough along. I'm being devil's advocate.
Yeah, but theoretically every perk has a drawback, so...
No, I'm just saying that one is...
Even after the nerf, it's still, I think, just the best perk, just because it is straightforward.
The best regression perk,
Yeah. Especially, just straightforward, you hook a survivor, which you're gonna do anyway, you kick a gen, and now any gen that was far enough along is significantly worse off for the survivors, and that's...
Yeah, I'm alright with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's, I think about it another way, because when you say it's like the best killer perk, I'm sort of like thinking like, oh, is it? But then I think, well, it's the best regression perk, and I think you should always have one regression perk, so yeah, it probably is actually.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just the strongest, like, no killer is really weak. Or,
I'm just being more critical towards.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Something we give that title to. I'm just before we we're making this list. I'm just trying to consider every possibility. But yeah, no, that's true. I can't disagree with it.
It's I think the only thing close would be Pain Res, maybe.
Yeah.
And Pain Res is a similar perk, really.
Yeah.
I'm
definitely alright with that.
So did they make Predator different?
No.
Scratch marks are closer
together.
together.
Changed it slightly. I
thought they were farther apart, or am I just completely misremembering?
Change log. Oh, that's 1.0. Footstep marks T visible for 3 seconds longer than normal. That's TBD 1.0. No, just put them closer together, which can actually do more harm than good.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we previously said Predator is flat out worse than does more harm than good. I don't know if that's true because some people apparently do like it and do get used to it, but so I don't know if I would still say it's worse than nothing. But personally, I just don't think the effect is good.
Yeah? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll put it in baby mode. I'm just going to assume it's still shit.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Because in my memory, it does more harm than good. I suppose if you're a beginner, it makes them slightly clearer which way they're leading, but it's a crutch bug, and it's going to just make you. It's not going to help you learn the game.
that's the thing, is it sounds okay. Like, I get what it does, and it sounds like it's alright, but I do remember that was the consensus, was that it was, like, worse than just not taking it.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
But, so I don't know what the... I don't know.
And it's if there's less of them, they're harder to spot from a distance.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like, they're less noticeable. They're not easier to follow, maybe, but you're less likely to notice them in the first place. So yeah, let's just put it in baby mode.
Yeah. It's not like I've heard about anyone using this perk, so whatever.
No.
I don't think it's changed.
I want to say, like, anything we stick at the very top or the very bottom, I tend to just debate a little bit more.
Right, yeah.
Just kind of in the middle. But
No, I get you, yeah. Rancor.
That's pretty good.
It's neat. It has, like...
It ties in with his obsession perks we were talking about.
Yeah. It has this weird thing where it reveals your aura to the obsession.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just like you could see auras whenever gen's completed. A little bit like Bitter Murmur.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the game, your obsession is exposed, and you can just mori them. So
yeah. And then like I said, you can mix it with Nemesis or Friends till the end to change the obsession, so it doesn't even have to be a set person.
Yeah.
B, yeah,
B.
sure.
Yeah.
It does has a few effects as well,
Yeah. It's like it's half Bitter Murmur, and then you get to kill somebody, just eliminate somebody from the game when the gates are powered. So yeah, sure, it's not bad. Oh yes, this one, Rapid Brutality.
Yeah, I couldn't get the feel for that. I did try it in the challenge, but
it's a little subtle, but like it's a thing where you trade Bloodlust, which you kind of shouldn't need if you're playing correctly.
In theory,
yeah.
Shouldn't need it. Although I do value it when I do get it, but I know what you mean. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's like you just move a little bit faster every time you land a hit, which is it's kind of like a slight agitation, because you'll always have it whenever you pick somebody up unless you're slugging, and just generally like you're just
thought of that, but yeah,
and you just generally get to move faster for 10 seconds, just very often. So even from stupid like survivors taking protection hits and shit like that, you just get like, hey, here's a free speed boost.
Yeah. Well, I think the idea is like it counters their damage, boosts.
Yeah.
Point to it, so yeah.
So I think it's a B, a low B.
I'll give you that. Yeah, sure.
It's I think it has very good application with certain killers and with certain other perks, and then by itself, it's decent.
Yeah.
Remember Me.
I
don't.
Not very good.
I don't know why all of Freddy's perks were centered around doing badly. They're all in-game perks.
Optimistic for him, yeah.
Yeah.
I think back then they used to like theme perks a little bit more. I don't think they bother nowadays. I think there'd just be more effort than it's worth.
Yeah, because it was like Hag was all hexes, Myers was all obsession. When they introduced those mechanics, and then yeah, Freddy was all like in-game perks.
That's when they introduced the ability to escape the map. That was a good. That's when the game became really survivor-sided, you know, letting them escape and win. When they introduced gates. No Way Out's better.
Yeah, it's So what is this?
And
like
then No Way Out like tells you they're there as well. We didn't mention that, but when they try the gate, you get a loud noise.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So whenever the obsession loses the health state by any means, you get a token up to 4. Increases the opening time for the exit gate by 10 seconds per token, up to a maximum 24 seconds. For all survivors other than the obsession.
Oh.
Yeah. So if the obsession decides to open the gate, then you better
might
hope
be dead by then, but
yeah, you better hope you got Rancor, cause
there's a build.
yeah. Does sound funny though.
That's pretty crappy.
Yeah.
That's not the worst perk in the world, but that's a D.
Yeah.
High D.
Yeah, you'd have to put some serious effort into making it good, and all it really does is buy you a little more time at the gates if
Yeah.
and you have to make sure that the obsession is not the one opening them. So
Also, it's endgame, so they've kind of won.
yeah.
They've done the main objective.
Yeah. Oh boy, save the best for last.
Alright, now this is an interesting one because they've changed it.
Yeah, they changed it, and I think they kind of made it not good.
They kind of took a lot of the fun out of it.
Yeah.
They probably, I'm gonna be honest, I think it kind of needed that that nerf, but it's, as a killer meme, it is a bit of a blow. It is a bit of a shame because it was fun trying to think like, oh, which killers have, you know, basic attack and which one have a special attack. So there was like Demo Gorgon it was good with, you know, anyone with like a bad with Clown, you know, anyone who's an M1 it was bad with. So
Yeah.
I kind of like the picking and choosing your killers for that. So it's not quite the same as it once was. It's still pretty alright, but it let's be honest, that's probably how they intended it to be used in the first place. They probably, when they designed it, they were thinking about, oh yeah, would you hit the obsession or not? Whereas what it ended up being was, are you going to hit the obsession with a secondary attack or not?
I mean,
This is probably it functioning as intended.
that was early enough that there weren't special attacks other than chainsaw.
Yeah.
That was
good point.
basically
yeah,
it.
Damn. Yeah. So it's not what it once was. It's still not bad.
No. I'm
Like,
guessing.
that cooldown is nice. You just have to put a bit more thought into it.
Yeah. It's just. I don't know. I'm not really big on this whole like, just this one person is off limits just so you can be better. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I get it lore-wise for Michael,
Yes. Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
know, but
I love it how it works with the lore, but I'm not big on.
we're not meeting.
Yeah.
Well, we need to redo this whole tier list and based on like how much does it make sense for lore. Yeah, B. I think B's fine.
Yeah.
Would have been like A or S, but it's a B. It ain't bad.
Yeah. It's.
B
Yeah.
for pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay. All right, dude. So
A is for awfully good.
S is for super good.
Yes. Super not terrible.
C is for kinda good. Scourge Hook, Floods of Rage. So we get to the Scourge Hooks now.
We're kind of reverse barbecue.
There are 2 perks here that I didn't realize were Scourge Hooks, so this is gonna be interesting. Anyway, Floods of Rage. Yeah, it's
alright.
pretty
I think I
good.
prefer barbecue, but
Yeah.
that one like kind of activates, you know, based on their initiative. You know, so you don't know what you'd be doing when they actually save.
Right.
So it can have some different kind of random applications.
But at the very least, like...
It's never bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose the worst thing you could be doing is like, I don't know, carrying someone or something, like just like, oh well, that's where they are. I can't do much with that though. But
Right, yeah.
best case scenario is you're in a very heated chase, and then suddenly you can see that aura. I would say, I suppose B's alright. Yeah, I was actually prepared to say C, but no, it's probably a little better than that.
Yeah.
Just the randomness of it that kind of gets me.
Yeah, and then you have to put it on a Scourge hook, but I think, like, the effect is just, it's nice. It's just straight up, you can see everyone's aura. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sure, I'll go with B.
Yeah.
I think Barbecue also has an edge because it's not a Scourge hook, but...
Yeah, exactly. The only downside
well.
with Barbecue was just that they had to be far away to see them. But,
yeah.
Gift of Pain. I didn't know for a while that this had the slowdown on repairing, which is pretty good.
I like it. It's a little hard, you know, as a killer. It's a little hard to judge just how much of an impact it's making.
Yeah.
You can't really see it, you know, not like dying or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it. I assume it does something. I've won with it.
Yeah.
So I can't really say much more than that. I like the effects of Sloppy Butcher, but then if they struggle through healing that, then they still have a debuff. So
yeah.
16% is decent.
It's a high B, I think.
Yeah, sure. B sounds alright. I'm okay with that.
Cause that's just it's Sloppy Butcher on killers that don't M1, plus slowdown in a way. So.
When did this become a Scourge hook?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. So let's see. Receive a loud notification when the survivor starts establishing hook. Okay, so
that's like protecting your Scourge hooks. That's like emphasis on trying to be like Undying or Retribution is to hexes that is to Scourge hooks. But that's
it's the same thing, except it gives you a relatively big aura reading radius around Scourge hooks
while carrying a survivor. That's like, please don't stab in my Scourge hooks. And also, at the start of you can see them, so you can see the Scourge hooks at all times, which is somewhat helpful. But once you picked up someone for the first time, you're probably going to make sort of a, not verbatim, but you're going to get like a vague mental map of where the Scourge hooks are, at least like generally like all the clustered around here.
I think that's written on all the Scourge hook forks. I think that's just literally.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's just the fact that.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was like.
No.
It's just the way this is written. It's like. Okay, alright. Sorry, you're absolutely right.
This is one of the dog shittiest perks that's ever been, and this new benefit doesn't save it.
I'm trying to think of. It's a baby mod.
No. Just because, like...
You can see the auras, you know?
Yeah, that's not useless, but...
Yeah, the loud noise. You see, at our level, and granted we're not, like, pros, but we play enough to know when someone's trying to go for a sabo or something, so we know how to deal with that.
Yeah,
like, stop going towards that hook. You don't really need the loud noise. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not, yeah, you're right, it's not quite baby mode. I'm sorry I got hung up on the white hook thing, because I was like, oh, well, that's alright, actually you can see it all the time. It's like, no, you can't.
No.
That's just how it works. I don't know what it is.
That would be something, but...
Yeah. Well, it's kind of making it better than it actually is.
Yeah, exactly. So, here's another perk that this one I did not know was a Scourge Hook perk. I
think they may have changed it. Monstrous Shrine has been one for years.
Yeah.
Changed it.
Yeah, this is a general perk, but now it's Scourge Hook. When a survivor is hooked on a scourge hook, which includes the basement hooks, the following.
Yeah, I like that conceptually. I don't know if I'd really run it, but it's kind of neat. Like it guarantees the basement hooks are also scourge hooks. So if you really want to
Oh yeah,
be, it's kind of neat. You're really going in on these scourge hooks.
yeah, because then that would work with the other ones as well. So
It's better. It's a better aid than the previous one.
yeah,
That's for sure.
it gives you
But,
4.
yeah, and it's like and you can't cyber basement, so like it's just like other ones, just like no, take this.
Yeah, right. So yeah, you get basement scourge hooks, and then when they're on a scourge hook, they die faster, which
Yeah,
is not the worst thing. Like,
I could screw with some people.
yeah, actually,
I'm some kind of inspired to give this a go actually, because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people they generally have a rough idea how long it takes to save someone. That 20%, like that could really screw some people.
Yeah, sure. That's. I don't think I'm going to rate it very highly, regardless. But
No. Just
that sounds fun. Like,
high
yeah,
C, like mid C.
yeah. No, that sounds fun. That doesn't sound good, but it sounds fun. Like
And
you can.
also, it's not just a scourge hook aid because that faster.
Mhm.
It does something by itself as well. It's like the equivalent of undying or something.
Yeah, for sure. So okay.
That's all right. Yeah, I might try silly scourge because I like my scourge hooks. Usually, I take agitation for scourge hooks just to make sure I'll get there. But that sounds pretty good as well.
Oh god. Agitation, Iron Grasp, Monster Shrine, and another Scourge Hook perk. There you go. You're like, I am going to the basement.
You can't do the face camping thing anymore though.
Right, of course.
Pain res might be S, if not A because of the nerf, but it's still crazy good.
I think it's a low S because of the nerfs, but it's still,
But still,
it's so
you
solid.
getting regression by not just playing normally, as long as you're hooking other people.
Yeah. It's just
25 instant regression for very little effort.
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
just you're going to be doing it anyway, so here you go. Instead of getting to choose with Pop, you get to just do it instantly with Scourge Hook. Pain Res.
And it
So.
does encourage you not to tunnel as well, because it's
Yeah,
per
yeah.
person.
Oh yeah, just it's strong. It's the same thing as Pop. They had to nerf it pretty significantly, and it is still very strong.
Yeah.
So,
Septic touch.
Septic Touch. I always forget what this even does.
Blindness and exhausted when they're healing within your terror radius. And kind of lingers as well. It's alright, you can get like the drop on two people healing, they won't like immediately sprint off or something. But it's blindness, it's not oblivious.
Yeah, Blindness and Exhausted, so like you could take away someone's dead hard, but
It's basically like a Mindbreaker, except for healing rather than doing a gen.
that's quite literally what it is, huh?
Except it's limited to a terror radius.
That's
It's alright, like D.
that was like
I
a
can
bottom of C.
low C.
Yeah.
Bottom of C is fine, yeah. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
You can probably get some use out of it. It might help you once. Alright, new Shadowborn.
So Shadowborn may be the first time that I think. Did we rate that one highly? I forget, but I feel like if we did, this is the contender for Baby Mad. This is one of the dumbest perks I've ever heard of.
I'm doing that thing where I'm like, I'm just being like sort of devil's advocate for it, but that's pretty. So yeah, just to say out loud, when blinded by any means, you're granted 10% haste for 10 seconds, but you're blind.
It's 10 seconds.
I mean,
so...
I can't. It's gonna outlast the blind, and also, if you're decent, you can track people just by sound alone.
Right, of course.
I am really giving this like a fair shake. I don't know if it's instant baby mad. It is an effect. But it's not insidious.
It's the thing about it though. I think like it would almost be not really, but I would at least be a little kinder to it if it was on stun. but it's specifically blind. So, like, they have to be using
Yeah.
flashlights, or you're not getting use out of this.
You know what? That's a very good point. I don't know if it's baby mark because it is an effect, but it's a really bad effect.
It's going at the bottom
The
of
bottom of
yeah.
D. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's...
Because I can. If we run it with Lightborn, that'd be funny. You see that aura and you're faster. Actually, no, because you're not blinded, are you?
Yeah, you wouldn't be blinded, so...
Well, that doesn't even work. That's a shame. But
Hold on a second.
real bad though. Yeah.
That's my treadmill.
Good.
Okay. I love when that happens.
I did that ChatGPT thing for Brian Butterfield as a killer, and it came up with him having a treadmill as a weapon. He puts him on the map.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't quite get that, but like...
I think my favorite one is the like raft. It like puts
Yeah,
rafts.
what was that from? I don't remember that sketch.
It's just a raft. It just causes survivors to go, ugh, they just go around it.
Yeah, it's like an obstacle. Like what? Oh god, Shattered Hope.
Shattered Hope. That was a new perk they introduced with the boons. Which
Yeah. That's like I was using that when Michaela was popular and
Yeah.
everyone had Circle of Healing, but then after that, like, I'm not running that. You can't assume anyone's gonna. Boons aren't that good anymore.
Yeah. That is the like significantly worse version of like Lightborn, where it's like this is made to counter a specific thing, but this counters a thing that you have no way of knowing a survivor's running.
Yeah, like at least items you can see them in the lobby.
Yeah. It's like that.
It's just not that good. Like boons just aren't that good. Yeah, it's not Baby Ma, but it's real low.
It's very like if you're running that, you've
got other problems.
Yeah. It's the best thing I could say is it's good to run when a new survivor comes out that has a boon perk. That's
yeah, honestly, yeah. You can say the same. We didn't mention it before, but the monstrous shrine thing with the basement. You know, the last survivor has a basement-centric perk.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a time to run that, but like, you know, when Sable came out, maybe put that in S. But I didn't think to run that actually. Well, because that was like when we were doing the challenges. So.
Maybe to be fair though, I don't think it does that effect anymore.
No. Oh, right, that's like showing them going down, yeah, but still, you're near the basement, though.
Right, true. So...
Sloppy's is real good.
Yeah.
I might say A.
Yeah.
It's just like the sheer it's because it's mangled and hemorrhage is just... Yeah, so like... If you're not healing, it's regressing 25%, and also it's a small thing. You can track the blood as well. That helps. I can't say a bad thing about Sloppy other than it doesn't activate on secondary hits, but
yeah,
whatever.
It's just a good slowdown perk. Yeah,
just because there's something to do.
Yeah,
but I can't say much more than that. Why is From the Shadows one of the single most dated perks in the game?
Yep.
It just feels like a real throwback. It's the only like crow-centric one, right? I think.
Yeah. Oh no, there's Calm Spirit. There's the Survivor variant where they don't.
Oh, we need that counter. Gotta run that to counter Spies from the Shadows. The funny thing is, I don't think it's like that bad, but it's definitely one of the things that was kind of stronger because people wouldn't expect it. Like I don't give a shit about crows on Survivor. Like, I don't really pay attention to the things.
Yeah.
So if a killer's running that and they track me through that, I'm not gonna expect that. That's the only good thing I can say about it.
I mean, it's honestly fine. Like, you're gonna get use out of it, you know? It's not a thing you really need to rely... It has that Bloodhound thing where it's not a thing you should be relying on because crows already give you information. But
how often do we really?
yeah, it's more clear with this perk.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about the Bloodhound comparison. That's pretty apt.
It's better than Bloodhound though because you would actually
Crows
get
are harder to notice.
yeah, and it would give you information that like is happening behind you, for example.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, you don't have to be looking. You don't have to look for it.
They go low C. Like I can't just because I don't want to say it's in the bottom tier, you know. Like
I'd have to like really use it to be honest with you. When you write it down like that, it ain't bad.
yeah, it's information and it's not bad information.
Cools
It's,
down to 5 seconds, which is nothing.
yeah.
And nobody's gonna be looking for it because nobody runs it.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I'm alright with that.
Spirit
Fury.
Fury.
My favorite perk.
Your favorite perk. Oh my
I swear to
goodness.
God, I did not use it until recently. Maybe like a couple of times in the past.
That's an A, right?
No, it's
No?
not an A.
Hmm.
You gotta run 2 other perks to make it viable. Without enduring, it doesn't do shit.
That's true. Yeah.
So just to explain, right? You gotta break 2 pallets. So there's some killers. I think it's good on killers who can naturally break pallets. So you've got probably the most obvious one is Nemesis, and there's like certain add-ons and things like that. But yeah, Nemesis, the Chainsaw Brothers,
Blight.
which I'll now call them Blight. Yeah. Demogorgon. So yeah, anyone can like sort of naturally and quickly break pallets. It's pretty good on them. If you're not playing one of them, you need Brutal. So I'm saying as someone who uses that build constantly, you need Brutal. So that's another perk you've got to have. But the real one you kind of need for Spirit Furies is Enduring, because when you watch me play and it triggered, you got to remember that's not just Spirit Fury. That's Spirit Fury with Enduring.
Yeah.
So I recovered from it quickly. If I didn't have Enduring, the stun would be much longer and I can't react as quickly. It's still alright and it takes the part out of play, but they're much more likely to make it to another loop while I'm still doing the normal stun animation. So no, Spirit Fury is fun and can be kind of crutch on a kill I don't know. However, it's definitely not A because it's got to have those other 2 perks.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So I would actually, to be perfectly honest with you, I would say where you like high C, low B, personally. That's the one you run it a lot.
I think just because it is, I think even without those
maybe
perks,
maybe C.
I don't know.
You gotta have Enduring.
I think without those perks, like not having to stop to break the pallet is still good, even if you don't have those additional perks. Like it just is not.
You're gonna take the time to break 2 though in advanced.
True, that's true. Which
I honestly I would say high C, but that's just me. I just think you're too reliant on Enduring.
I think it's just
Disagree
because
with me if you want.
yeah, I think it deserves to be at least in B because it is so synonymous with what you're going to be doing anyway. Like it's one of those things like you're going to be dealing with pallets, so they have the ability to just kind of like surprise the survivor with the broken one. I think and it's like a lot more effective the first time it happens in a match. When the survivor suddenly is like, oh shit. And
yeah.
And it's like whenever you are gonna run it with perks, you know, like
yeah.
So
one thing to say though is if it does trigger the first time, people will start pre-dropping them.
right,
I mean, unless they're really clueless, like they're not going to do that more than once.
True, yeah.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't do, but survivors.
Yeah.
I'll let you call that then. I would personally stick in high C, but I'm alright with like low B as well.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with low B, but
Okay.
it's either or really. It's Starstruck.
That's pretty good. I like Starstruck. In fact, it kind of scares everyone, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, it's one of those perks where I don't know if the effect is the exposed, giving you a single hit down, as much as it is like making survivors second guess doing anything when you pick somebody up. And there's also the fact that you can just get random one hit downs after moving somebody because
yeah, it is real good.
30 seconds of expose, so you just hook somebody and then like anybody who happened to be around you during the transit is vulnerable. So
I like transit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's just good use of a word. Like just fishing like with a delivery cap on or something.
your little taxi just moving.
Yeah.
Survivor sucks.
Yeah, well, if you got agitation, got a little turbo boost as well.
Yeah.
Agitation's nice with that.
Yeah.
The agitation, like, terror radius thing is so kind of a weird thing on paper, but it just seems like it was made for Starstruck.
I forgot that it had that, actually. That actually makes it, that makes it really good.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
That's right.
B or A, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even A, because it does mess with people a lot. I mean, it's usually a lot harder to get exposed on people. That's very little effort.
That's true.
And it will really screw with those sort of altruistic, confident survivors who are like, oh, I'm gonna body block the hook. They're like, oh no, I'm gonna. I mean, do you remember that video of mine with the shortest game ever? They were all exposed at the very start. Well, they were gonna like lose anyway, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's good. I should run it more, honestly. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Stridor.
Stridor,
hear you.
Strider, hear you. Increases the volume of survivor grunts by 50%, and if it's level 3, because it does nothing at 1 and 2, the volume of their breathing is increased by 25%.
It's not very good.
That's fucking... who cares? Yeah.
I think there was a time where it was actually pretty decent on Spirit, but nowadays it's not enough.
Yeah.
That's...
I got nothing.
It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not very good. Superior Anatomy.
I have not run this one yet.
I've run it once on a killer that did not need it. Seems alright. 40% faster vaulting with someone fast vaults.
I think that's a solid C perk. It's like,
yeah,
you might get some use out of that, but actually it goes right there with Disillusion, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Disillusion and Brutal Strength. I think that's a good place for it. It's just like,
okay.
That might be useful, but it might not be.
I tried running it with Bamboozle, but as you know, I didn't really do anything. But I didn't choose my killer for that.
Right. So here's Surge and/or Jolt.
Yeah, that's erupt.
Yeah, erupt. Yeah.
What was that? An A. Pretty good. Like regression for very little effort. It's 8%, but it will start regressing it without the kick.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's no pain res, but it's a little more immediate than that.
I mean,
pain res is also Scourge Hook and everything. A, B.
I need to use it more. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll put it right next to Eruption because they're the same perk.
The regression for the absolute least effort. Well, I suppose the least effort is ruined, but you know.
But it sounds good on paper. I guess 32 meters is pretty big, so.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably gonna.
It's not gonna like, yeah. It's no pain res, but it's alright.
Yeah, sure thing. It's just, the only downside is just that it has to be a basic attack, which there are plenty of killers that rely on that, so that's fine.
Okay. If we're rating these by how funny the name is, this next one is S. Oh no, look at it.
Good old Surveillance.
Sorry, I scrolled down a little too far. Sorry, my bad. Surveillance is pretty funny though.
I mean, Surveillance, wow.
Wow, Big Brother 1984, wow. Real commentary. Sorry, I should have looked more. Surveillance is alright.
Yeah, I like this one. I've
there's other things that kind of track gens though, like like floods and stuff.
It's
alright.
It's really neat with Ruin, I think. Like,
is that a B? I think that's a B.
That's a B, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that goes with the Oppression.
Sure.
It's not the best, like, information perk, but it's like,
It is, from the name, it is dedicated to that purpose. But and there's like things like Dead Man Switch that will also keep track of who's where, and
Oh, I forgot it also increases the range of the generator repairing noises by 8 meters.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. That
That's-
makes it slightly easier to hear people working on gens. So
Yeah.
it's very much just find out if people are working on gens. Do it. So so is wait, no, that's not even the next one on this list here for some reason.
Okay, my defense is I was only one off on the actual wiki.
Yeah.
That's not Terminus.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
E and then TH.
Yeah, I don't know how this wait, what the whatever.
I'm still wrong.
So let's just do Thwack. Fuck it.
Alright.
Thwack.
Yeah, dumb silly name.
The next time, after hooking a survivor, Thwack activates. Next time you break a wall or pallet, all survivors within 32 meters of your location will scream in their aura's real 4 seconds.
Does it really need to be like token based? I suppose that's a good effect, but it's just like is it really worth a hook? And then you've got to have like a pallet to break as well, or a wall, I suppose.
Yeah. It's
That's the effect is actually quite good, but it's that hook that gets me. This is not time limited.
well, yeah. That's that's so silly.
It's not. It's actually. I said token based. It's not token based. It's just next after hooking a survivor, so you can't even like stack them.
No, yeah. That's so weird. Like I don't know I don't know what to do with that because it's like that's not a bad effect, but it's the triggering for it is kind of awkward. It feels like
it's that low sake because it's the effect. I think like I'm trying to balance out the effects. It is a good effect, but limited to 1 per hook, and the fact that you've got to kick a pallet.
It's straight up like the world's weirdest barbecue in Chile.
Yeah.
Like you hook a survivor and then you have to go kick a pallet to see auras. Like
Infectious Fright as well because they scream.
yeah, that's true.
I suppose it's not bad. I suppose you got a little control over it as well. You can choose when to kick.
Yeah.
It's C, I suppose.
It's a high C, I guess, just because the effect is good, but that's so strange.
You gotta use it, yeah. It's like here's a really good effect, but I feel like the designers are kind of struggling to think of like ways to draw things back, because there's only so many mechanics in DBD, and unless they introduce a new one like Scourge Hooks, Hexes, or the weird basement thing now.
Yeah.
There's only so many variables, so many like when you do a gen, you sprint faster. Like, there's only so many things you can go when this happens. Like this is downgraded, but this is upgraded. It's like that's just kind of a weird one. Like you have to hook, like balancing the strength of the ability with like, well, what's the catch? It's only after a hook and like 1 hook.
That's the second Skull Merchant perk that deals with breaking pallets. Like
yeah,
very. She just hates those things.
Theme it.
Yeah.
If you read a lore, then.
Yeah, I haven't read her backstory, so I assume it's like her parents are killed by a pallet. Yeah. Like a pallet stunned her.
She was late to school. Her dad was taking her to school, and then like a pallet fell in front of the car, and then they were like damaged the windscreen so that she was late, and then she got expelled or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
She hates pallets. That'd be like the ultimate DBD killer. Like
a pallet.
Yes. I'm in a pallet themed killer, but no, that's this killer can disguise itself as a pallet. If a survivor tries to throw it, they go down. It's like Freddy's dream pallets. Freaking The Thing or something.
It's just like, I'm a pallet, bitch. Anyway.
What were we talking about? Oh, Terminus.
Terminus. I always forget what this does.
Oh, it's the end game. You can't heal.
During the end game, survivors are
Well, no,
broken.
that's not quite right. No, it's not quite that.
Hmm.
That's right. Once the exit gates are powered,
Right, yeah, yeah.
effect until the exit gates are opened. Okay, right. So if they open the gate, it then stops and lingers for 30 seconds. So really, it's just between the last gens being done and the gate being open. So I guess it's sort of, if I remember correctly, when Wessex came out and like the various YouTube videos, it was like kind of screwed with the people who would 99 the gates, because they couldn't heal during that time. They actually had to get them open to heal again. So it's kind of sort of a meta kind of high end, like sort of one of those perks that kind of screws very specifically with better players, but.
That sounds like something you'd run with Blood Warden, not because it's good, but because
Yeah.
it might create funny videos.
Yeah, funny. Yeah, just make a tier funny video. Perk.
That's actually, yeah, where is Blood Warden? Because this belongs right next to it.
Yeah, I suppose that's alright.
There it is.
Ooh, it is.
That's dumb.
It's not too bad, but it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, yeah. Territorial.
And they've got to be injured as well,
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, if it were... I mean, that'd be insane if there was just, like, when the gates are powered, everyone becomes broken, they just take damage, but...
Well, that's just nowhere, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, actually. That's actually kind of thing. It's very Noed-like,
Yeah.
but...
Not quite as obnoxious.
Yeah. I just realized, looking at Territorial Imperative, that I was confusing Monster Shrine for that.
Oh, right, well, that's what I was referring to before, and I was mistaken. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those things that this was useful when Sable came out, and
never again.
Never again. It's
It's funny, but. So you could run that with Monstrous Shrine as well, see if actually someone's going for the rescue, especially with like the anti-face camping thing, but yeah.
Territorial Imperative has a cooldown of 45 seconds. Why?
I don't know.
Why
I mean,
do-
like I don't know if we mentioned Blood Warden shows you the survivor's auras as well.
Oh,
I don't have a cooldown.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, no, it's... Why would you need a cooldown on that? It's like, it's too powerful if you just consistently see their auras in the basement. Like,
Yeah.
the basement is, like, kind of a gimmick. Like, they have a chest down here in lockers, and that's it. Like,
Yeah. You shouldn't run down there. I don't go down there.
Yeah, like... They're not gonna go down there.
That's a silly meme. That's another kind of meme
Yeah.
build perk, but it's that's low D.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, just right next
It might work, but if it's working against survivors that are probably a bit hopeless anyway.
right next to that one Boon Totem one. It's like, yeah, that's about the same thing.
Yeah.
Thanatophobia.
That one's alright. It's not as good as it was.
Yeah, I always liked this one. I don't know how I feel about it now, but
It's 8%. Yeah, up to 8% of this increases the action speed penalty by a further 12% if there are 4 survivors who are either injured, dying, or hooked at the same time. So that's like the Legion perk.
yeah, Legion and Plague.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. Yeah, but it's still not amazing.
No, it's
not even healing as well. It's repairing, sabotaging, and cleansing. So yeah, I know repairing's like the big one, but
I think that's the thing, is that because it has repairing on it, and it's global, and it's an effect that you're going to get, like you're going to damage survivors, so it's innately like not useless, but it's very low. I think a low C makes sense.
Low C, yeah, so I'm fine with that.
Because it's... I think, yeah, and again, like, there are a couple of killers who can make it a little better by guaranteeing that you can probably actually get 4 injured survivors that way, but that's about the best I can give it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't disagree with any of that.
Thrilling Trimmers.
remember liking that one. I haven't used it for quite a while.
Yeah, I remember I used to like this one a lot, and I have not touched it in a while. It's fine. So it blocks all the generators that are not being worked on. Whenever
Granted,
you,
if they're sticking to it, it's not going to do anything.
well, the thing is, when you pick a survivor, it blocks the generators that are not worked on. The ones that are worked on are, uh, you know,
Highlighted.
yeah, they're still red. So when you look,
Yeah.
whenever you hook the survivor, you look around, you see this generator that isn't turned white because it's blocked, and then you go,
That's a good point.
oh, okay, that's where they are. So it's information and slowdown, because if you scare them off of the, actually, no, I don't.
No, I get what you're saying. It's kind of similar to Dead Man's Switch, you know? It's just kind of in reverse.
Yeah. So I think it happens instantly, but like the thing about it though is because you see the one that isn't blocked, you get information. So it's more so for the information than the slowing,
Yeah.
because it's not much slowing. But
I should say it's only for 16 seconds, though, so which is about the time it probably take you to hook. But, you know, as long as you make sure you're looking around while you're carrying and just taking that in,
yeah,
that's fine. It's like B or C.
yeah, I'm gonna say
I'll let you tip it because you're a bit more invested in it.
I say low C. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not that strong, but it is information, so
Yeah, fair enough.
it gets the job done. Oh boy, Tinkerer.
Tinker's real good.
Tinkerer
That's
is.
like A or S.
I think that's S, just because like
S, yeah.
I mean it's straight up. Like I take it for the first effect alone, which is when a gen is nearly done, it gives you a notification telling you, "Hey, this gen's nearly done." And then to make sure that you know that it's Tinkerer, you get a buff of undetectable for 16
Yeah.
seconds. And
Oh, yeah.
that makes it to where you, whenever you go to approach to stop that person or those people from working on that gen, they can't hear you coming. So it's a
Yeah,
it's
yeah, double.
a
It's
double
70%
effect.
as well. It's not even like
70, yeah.
90% of Merciless Storm. It's 70, so you've got plenty of time to interrupt it.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
only downside is nowadays it is limited to one per gen, but that's still very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's
And once you know it's made progression, then that's fair enough. You don't really need it multiple times.
yeah, exactly. Like that's once you get that trigger off, then that's the thing. Like it just tells you where to go, because you're guaranteed to find somebody and you're guaranteed to find a gen that needs kicking. So
Hmm.
if you've got good like kicking perks, then that's just the perfect time to use it. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just solid.
yeah. I'll agree with that. That's fine.
So Trail of Torment. Speaking of undetectable perks. I think this one's
not like
fine.
Terrible. It's fine. Yeah.
This is a solid C, I think, because just like being able to basically get undetectable on command, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think the problem with it is that you can be called out easily. Because if a gen's got progression on it, someone might call it. It's C. I don't really have too much to say about it. It's good effect, but it's I don't know how useful that is. I feel like if you're kicking a gen that has progress on it, there might be someone with eyes on you.
yeah,
It's alright. It's fine. I mean, it'd be good with nowhere to hide. You might get the drop on someone with that.
I do like how this one came out at the same time as I believe there was a Cheryl perk that had a similar thing where, oh no, I'm actually thinking of I think it's a Nancy perk where. So when you kick the gen with Trail of Torment, it turns yellow for survivors, like they can see it.
Right.
But the survivors have a perk that when they're working on a gen, it turns yellow, survivors can see it, so they can go work on it with you. And I kind of like that like dynamic of like, you don't know whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing when you see that thing turn yellow. But
Right, yeah.
it didn't really turn out that way, like you don't really see that happening, because neither of these perks are that popular. But I just like that kind of design idea. Like, just being like, oh, who knows what's going to happen here?
Yeah, that's it's like a C. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So, this is interesting. Ultimate weapon.
We've got a patch change.
Yeah.
So this isn't what it does at the minute, but upcoming in the next patch, whenever you open a locker, anyone who enters the radius of the locker, 32 meters of the locker, causes them blindness.
Oh, that's right. It used to be your,
You'd scream.
yeah, they would get around you. And then, scream and... I don't know if they revealed the roar. They would scream and you know where they are. But now it's the radius of the locker, which
Yeah, they do
is...
still scream, sorry, I misread that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's... that's definitely a nerf, but I don't know if it's a huge one.
32 meters is quite big.
Yeah, yeah.
This means you can't carry it with you.
Yeah, essentially all it does is it just makes it to where it's like you turn a locker into like a kind of a radar instead of just
Yeah,
becoming the
funny.
radar. Yeah, but that's still pretty good, I think, because I think this perk was like stupid good before.
B, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how good the blindness is, mate. I prefer Oblivious, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say Oblivious is because, like, if it's now activated by a locker and not you, they're less likely to see you coming. So I feel like the Oblivious would be a nicer effect, but you know,
Oh yeah.
I'll make it too powerful. The blindness thing is a little random, honestly, but whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
So
I'm bound.
So we get to the unknown perks because they all have the same prefix. Yeah. Unbound. This though, when a survivor becomes injured by any means, Unbound activates 30 seconds. You get 5% haste for 10 seconds after vaulting a window.
Nah. No, that's pretty. Nah. That's not even a faster vault. That's just.
Yeah.
You can run that with bamboos or the other one, but
Yeah.
that's 5%. That's D.
That's D.
And you're gonna get the injured thing, like, you know, the injured thing is like for disillusion or something, or blood echo. Like not that. Yeah, no, that's yeah, the whole injured thing, and that's not enough. That's not enough of a buff for hitting someone and then doing a very specific thing afterwards.
Straight up, if they buff this perk by just making it you get 5% haste when you vault a window for 10 seconds, like...
I mean, that's what I thought it said at first, and then I read it a bit more carefully, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like, that's still not good. That's one of the weirder things about certain perks in this game, is that you can be like, take away this restriction, and this perk is still not good.
Yeah.
It's funny that way. Like,
Where did you put it? D.
Yeah, I put it right next to the Hunter's Lullaby, which is another one that, you take away the setback, and it's still not even an amazing perk.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
Okay.
Undone. So...
Which I used recently, but it was on an extremely gimmicky build.
Yeah. It's...
That's D.
Yeah.
That's D. Like, you're just not going to get that many failed skill checks. I made a build entirely about failing skill checks and it still didn't do that much. So no, that's pretty crappy.
Yeah. It's... You know, you block a Djinn, you progress it, or you degress it by 1% per token. It's like, that's cool, but they have to fail skill checks, and that's...
Yeah.
Naturally, they don't really do that because it's bad.
Yeah.
So they actively are avoiding
if
it.
if they're messing up that many.
If they're messing up that many, they're probably going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is... No. Unforeseen.
Oh, wait for the next perk, unfortunate. And...
So, Unforeseen is the best of the unknown perks, which is not saying a lot.
That's the Dark Devotion on a generator.
That's Dark Devotion Trail of Torment
Yeah.
combined. It's you put the terror radius on a generator and become undetectable.
Yeah. I mean, it's only yeah. It's like because Dark Devotion like takes your terror radius away, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I don't. That and see that's easier to register. Like the Dark Devotion can cause a bit of confusion. You know, like someone if you hit your obsession, you know, they might take them a minute to realize. Like they're getting the terror radius, but not actually being chased. You know, some people are a bit like, you know, it might take someone a minute. And then the other survivors who are running, you know, who aren't keeping on the chase, you know, see the terror radius suddenly pick up, and it's a survivor running to get healed.
Right.
You know, so that's a
Yeah.
lot more confusing. Whereas doing that on a generator, they're gonna figure it out like real quick. Like, oh, it's just tied to this. Like I can see the killer on the horizon, and the terror radius is here. Okay, it's unforeseen. Or even if they don't know what unforeseen is, because I can't imagine it ever being that popular,
Mhm.
it's not gonna fool anyone for long. I mean, granted, it gives you undetectable
Yeah.
for 30 seconds, but that's just Trail of Torment, isn't it? I mean,
Uh,
how long did Trail of Torment last?
until they.
Until it's done. Until it's done regressing,
Yeah.
which could be theoretically longer than this 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very good.
I just put it with Trail of Torment and Dark Devotion. It's just kind of a similar thing of like, yeah, just the undetectable on demand is good, but not that good. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not when you say on demand. I mean, it's really like you gotta find that gen.
True. It's true.
I know
Like,
what you mean. Like, you choose when it happens, but yeah,
yeah. And it's you're gonna find gens. You know, it just happens. But
yeah.
it's and there
I
are
think Dark Devotion's better than
yeah.
either of those two ones.
Yeah, I agree. But they all have a similar thing of like there's they can be useful, but they're not really go-tos for basically anything.
No.
But they're not like bad effects. It's like, you know, undetectable is just good, you know?
Yeah.
So I think generally just because it hides your stain is in general like it just makes it a lot harder to actually like detect where you're going in loops and just other
Mm.
stuff like that. And you can sneak up on people who don't know where you're there.
Yeah. No. I hear you. That's
So,
fine.
uh, unnerving presence.
That's another one of my Wesker perks, but it's not actually very good.
Yeah, it's very specific
Mood
to
compare.
it's very specific to Wesker and Doctor, and it's again it's all skill check stuff. So
Kind of
it's
map dependent as well. Like if you get the game and you like 2 level maps or like small maps, but
that's true. Yeah. It's
that's a D.
I'm just gonna put next to overwhelming. It's better than overwhelming, but
Oh, it's definitely better than that because it's got more practical use. It's not limited to the
mhm,
taking items, but
it has
no,
a
it's definitely less than that. But
it has the downside of not being reliable in any way. Like
no,
it doesn't even guarantee that they have to do skill checks. They just increases the odds a little bit.
yeah.
So, ugh. God, we have all the best
that-
perks at the bottom. Unrelenting.
That's a fucking D. It's not worthless, but you shouldn't be missing that much.
Yeah.
Like when you're certain level, like maybe it's alright when you're brand new. Once you know you haven't quite mastered the length of a standard lunge and things like that. That's fine,
Mhm.
but that's training wheels.
Yeah. It's a training wheels perk.
After that, yeah. I mean, you can get there's some like weird shit where you might get some value out of like you whiff something and you manage to hit them, and it's like, you know, I'm not saying for the record, I am not saying whiffing is impossible at a certain level. It absolutely isn't. You know,
No.
You know, so many variables, it can happen all the time. But in terms of using up the whole, you know, for 30% for an entire skill slot, you know, it's just nah.
It's like it's the noob equivalent of like in-game perks. It's like it benefits you whenever you're not doing what you should be doing, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
it's compensating.
yeah. It's not gonna win you a game by any measure. It's just going to make up for a fault. But
Yeah.
and not even in a good way. It's not like, but like the anti-palette ones, like Spirit Fury or Enduring, like those are just good
Yeah.
in general. Whereas Unrelenting is like you don't want to miss, like straight up. Like pallets are inevitable. Missing your attacks is not. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you like being hit by a pallet. That's because that's not really you. That's like their action against you. Whereas unrelenting, that's 100% on you, whether or not you choose to swing or not, and if you can actually land it. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible to miss. Like you know, I've probably whiffed plenty, but not enough to warrant using up a perk slot.
I do like how it technically got nerfed whenever they changed how Dead Hard works.
Yeah.
It used to,
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
if it whiffed on a Dead Hard, and it's like, oh hey, it whiffed for less time, but now it just hits them. Oops.
Can I just point something out because I don't know when else I'm going to mention it, but have you ever noticed in DBD, like the sound design is really good. There's like individual like hit effects for whatever you can hit in the environment. Like they all make different sounds, even though that's generally something you would never do.
Did not realize
Have you
that.
ever
No.
noticed?
No.
Yeah, if you like hit like, I mean, I don't know if it's how much of it's just the Unreal Engine or whatever, or how much work they have to put into it. But if you hit like a car, I mean, I'm saying the obvious here, but I mean, it's like a metal clang. Hit a pallet, which is a pretty common one to do. You hit like a wooden sound.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but
you're right.
this isn't like it's not like an FPS game where you're generally hitting and shooting things. Generally, you're not hitting things that often. But if you actually notice, there's quite a lot of unique sounds. Like, I think I hit a pane of glass by accident. And it was like, and I heard a sound effect in DVD that I'd never heard before, of like, you know, just hitting, not like shattering, but it's just gonna make a
Rattling.
crunchy noise.
Like, yeah,
oh, right,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's interesting.
Just an observation. There's just some effort in something that you shouldn't really be hearing very often.
Right, yeah. That's, they have really good sound design, I don't know.
They do, yeah.
It's really strong.
Whispers.
We used to like this perk.
We did, but that was a very long time ago.
The
effect isn't terrible, but it just it just feels very out. It's another one, kind of outdated one.
It
It hasn't really kept up with the times.
Yeah, there's so many better ways to get information.
Mm.
Like this one will tell you if a survivor is within the same country as you. That's like 32-meter
Are they
radius.
still in the map?
Yeah.
32, Jesus Christ. Alright, yeah, no, that's actually worse than I remember.
Yeah,
Always 32, Jesus Christ.
I think so, yeah. It was just like, well,
Look at the history.
that means they're in your terror radius if you have a default one. Like, that's all that it means.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki here. There was no changelog. The only thing they changed was Whispers no longer falsely activates on dead or sacrificed survivors.
It doesn't.
So, yeah, 32 meters, Jesus.
It doesn't detect ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It tells you if they're in your terror radius, and like,
That's like real low D. It's not useless, but damn, is it close?
It's right there with Strider. Actually, it's straight up just like it's information, but it's not good information.
No, it's better than nothing, but it's not by a whole lot.
I do like how it's the description of it is misleading. It's like you hear sporadic whispers of the entity. It's like, I guess, but what it really does is it lights the perk icon up.
Well, yeah. So I remember way back when, back when I actually used it. Like I saw the perk and I thought, well, like the whispers are just really hard to detect in game. Like you can't hear them. Like it's like hard to tell. They're whispers.
Yeah.
But it's like when someone actually pointed out. I just found out online. No, if it's or maybe someone, like a friend told me, the icon lights up. I'm like, oh, that's a lot clearer.
Yeah.
Like, I was originally, I just was listening for the actual whispers and just like, that's real impractical. But then it's like, no, if it lights up, I'm like, oh, that's a lot better. Okay.
It's a very silly way to do that, but
yeah.
Yeah. I guess that was this is the killer version of Spine Chill before they changed that. Because there was that, it was like you would light up whenever the killer looks in your direction, I believe.
Yeah.
So, which is like, which is immediately, like, immensely more useful, so I think they had to nerf that.
Right.
But, yeah. Zanshin Tactics. Speaking of killer versions of Survivor perks, this is the Windows of Opportunity, but for killer. But as opposed to Windows, which is one of the more popular perks I've seen, which is strange because it's not new, but Zanshin Tactics I don't see people really running, and it's not like Unrelenting where it's only for like survivors or killers who are just playing badly. But it is information.
It can teach you a new map.
Yeah, it's information that like you can sort of just know, like you should just kind of know, but if you're new or if you're new to a map, it's not bad.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad.
But it can only do so much.
Yeah, exactly. It does what it needs to do. It may even be, I don't know, because I haven't really run it. It may even be like low C, because it does what it needs to. I think that my issue is that it doesn't have any secondary effects, though.
Right, yeah. It's...
In my mind, I keep mixing it up with Nemesis. Like, I don't know why, I keep thinking, oh, it shows you... Nemesis shows you, pallet locations, window vaults, and it does the exchanging obsession thing when you get stunned, but no, I just kind of mash those up in my head.
Yeah.
Zanshin Tactics just does one very specific thing.
I do like the idea of my Nemesis pallets.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, that fucker who just hit me with one, but yeah.
Yeah?
That's it.
Yeah, there's
Right, well, before you finish,
I
think you save that by whatever means. There's one more thing we need to do.
Is there?
Yes.
So, what is that?
Give me a second. Let me just make sure at the end here, because it's... We need to compare it just for laughs.
Oh dear. Let's see. Whispers in S tier. I can't get over that.
That's fucking... How perfect of a circle is that?
That's... Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. I don't even think it was good back then. I think we were just wrong. I don't even think that's like the game changing. I think that's just us.
Straight up, yeah. I think so.
I can't play the game for that. I think we just kind of used it. Do me a favor. Could you just throw a screenshot of the new one in Discord so I can look at them more easily?
Oh,
if you can, yeah.
Let me send that file I just saved.
It's a laugh. Because it's twofold. Thank you very much. It's twofold. Us changing as players, but also the game. But like, how much of it is each? Very good.
Oh, okay. So we didn't put Shadowborn that high, actually.
No. So barbecue's S. That makes sense because back then it's the same thing, and you got bonus blood points. Ruin, that's changed. But that's the perk changing, that's not us.
Yeah.
Undying still good. Tinker is still good. Whispers, the fuck. Save the best till last. Yeah, that's pre-nerf. Still good now, but not the same. Pop, yeah, still great. Did Lethal exist?
Lethal...
How long ago was this?
Oh, Lethal Pursuer? No, yeah, this was before Nemesis.
Oh. Okay, alright.
This was...
Just very curious what we... Because that we changed opinions on that, and it changed itself.
It looks like, I think Trickster was the latest.
What? Bloodhound in C? Why is that in C?
Oh, because I think I was like, oh, hey, seeing... Yeah, I think that was me.
Alright, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I remember you liking it. You ran it on picture then.
I mean, yeah.
I've just wait. Oh, hang on. I'm going to the top. Nurse is calling A.
We used to
That's-
really like that one. I remember
Yeah, that's
that.
pretty high.
But
Discordance A. Yeah, sure. I mean, there was just less perks in general, so being able to see. Actually, we still got an A. So what am I talking about?
yeah, and this one's good. Yeah.
Devour's good. Yeah, that's in the same place. Haunted. Did we knock that down a bit?
We did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that might just be kind of a subjective kind of opinion.
Yeah, yeah. It's
What the hell is that? What is that one? What's that next one?
Thrill the Hunt.
What?
I
Why is that A?
I don't know. I'm guessing because Haunted Ground's up there as well. Like we were just really big on the. I guess because like Ruin was so strong at the time too. Like.
I think at the time you and I were like, a little less critical of hexes. Like we're just.
Yeah.
I think since then the two of us, I don't know about Yoshi, but we're kind of a bit like. Yeah, it's like not worth the gamble a lot of the time. Like we sort of factored in the risk of them being cleansed a lot more. Whereas back then I think we were a bit more liberal with it.
This was also before they introduced like boons and made. I think small game used to also be like a completely different awful perk.
Yeah.
So survivors finding totems is actually a lot less common, but with the introduction of some of these perks, like it's like you're protecting your hexes became more important. So, but back then it was just like, yeah, Thrill the Hunt was just, it's like Undying but worse. So
Yeah. Okay, that's yeah.
yeah, I can kind of see it, but yeah, it is funny in hindsight because it's not that good.
No, I mean, again, this is not just us. This is the
Yeah.
game change. I mean, you remember? I mean, if we looked at the Survivor one, this is back when you didn't have Enduring coming off a hook, so Borrowed Time was a must.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like weird stuff like that. I mean, these sort of must-have perks were always more of a Survivor thing than a killer thing. I would argue. But,
Yeah. Killers had a lot more variance and they're really good perks.
Agitation is B. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Iron Grasp.
I think
That's also B, but I was thinking agitation. I think I said agitation is just straight up better, so knocked it down to C.
Yeah. Iron Grasp,
like
Iron Grasp is like, I think at the time, because like Scourge Hooks didn't exist, so the idea of getting somewhere faster didn't really matter. It was just a matter of agitation and Iron Grasp were kind of the two sides of the same coin at that point.
Yeah.
So, but now agitation is like a lot more appealing, I think.
I think you and I as well. I think anything that is sort of quote redundant. Actually, that reminds me. Where's Madgrit? So I'm pretty sure
It's
it's
pretty low, I imagine. Yeah, it's in C, mid C.
yeah, because that's another one that's just flat out just not as good as some others.
Actually, yeah. Oh, we put it in high D now, so
Yeah.
yeah, fair.
Feeling tremors. Oh, is that play with your food and B?
Yeah, wow. Interesting.
Huh.
I think I just kind of I think we were just like it's probably really good, but we don't even still. I don't think we ever were like big fans of it, but
No, but we also know it's not bad.
yeah, like it's a good effect. It's just you have to play very carefully to make it work. The fact that fucking Deathbound is in high B is bizarre.
What? Huh. We just like the effect on paper, I guess.
Yeah.
Again, we've also played the game a lot more
Yeah.
since we did the first video, so we're like we're probably a bit more critical towards things as well. Like, oh, they're broken, so what does that really mean? Oh,
Yeah,
not broken, oblivious.
Oblivious, yeah.
That's unusually high though.
I do like Retribution's also really high up here. We were just very big on X protecting perks for some reason.
Yeah. Nothing else. Oh, hang on, let me look at the F on the old one. Furtive Chase, yeah, which was kind of the running guide, but it actually does something now.
I see Blood Favors down there. We were not a big fan of that one.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, wow, okay. Yeah, it looks like we don't have like we've got Well, so, yeah, we actually got more tiers, but yeah, we didn't have, like the F tier or
Mhm.
Baby Mad equivalent was a little less defined. I think now we said it's just like actually useless. Like you genuinely struggle to get literally any use out of that. And then just looking at this, it's like Hangman. We're a bit more critical. Like Hangman's trick sucks,
Mhm.
but it does something. It's not insidious.
I,
I think the last one's still the last one though.
I still think that bottom tier is it's very close. Like, I think at that point, because some of these perks were just worse. Like, Mindbreaker was worthless. Furry of Chase was worthless. Blood Echo is still worthless.
Yeah.
I think we bumped it up entirely because we're just like, it's not literally worthless, but like, Blood Echo's not doing anything for you.
Did Blood Favor do anything differently though? Because that is crazy low.
I think we just devalued how important it was, because
I'm gonna look at its history.
yeah, because that does actually kind of make me curious, because
It actually got nerfed since we did that. It was originally 16 meters. Oh no! It was originally limited to 16 meters. From your area for 40 seconds. It's now everywhere for 32. It blocks it for 15 seconds. Yeah, so it's now instead of originally back then it was 16 meters from where they got hit. Now it's all pallets.
is it?
Yeah.
Possible?
Oh no, sorry, my bad. 32 meters, but still.
Yeah, double the radius, which
It's doubled it, but still.
32 is a pretty big increase.
Yeah. But that's still, I still think we just didn't really see the value in it.
Yeah, because yeah. No,
Maybe it's a hex. It's weird though, because we're like big on hexes, but like not that one.
I think it's just because the effects were I don't know. I guess it was just like, oh, it doesn't slow down Jins. It's not ruin. So
I think Whispers is the funniest difference there though,
yeah,
because that hasn't changed.
absolutely that's the funniest thing. Like, we used, I just remember all of us saying like, this is just the most solid. Just like, oh,
Well, it tells you where they are. It tells you if there's someone in your area, and you can triangulate where they are if you sort of walk around a bit. And it's like,
yeah.
But nowadays, it's like there's so many better ways to do that.
God, that's something else.
I can't see anything else unusual there. Distressing's in C. I guess that's just from the weight of. Oh, it's good with Doctor, I guess.
Yeah. He was like the only killer that actually got any use out of it. It might have been because of the blood points. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean this is the era where barbecue chili was like, if I recommend this, I would tell any friends who got into this game, like, you need to get barbecue when it's on the shrine. You must get it. It's absolutely vital for playing this game.
I do. I like Unrelenting is in the third lowest tier somehow.
Huh. Okay.
We put Surge. Put Surge in B. I guess we've always just thought that one's good. I don't know.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I just feel like I've never. I don't hear people talk about it, but I do see people use it. So it's like, it's not bad.
What's the other wolf perk? Because they're both low down. Territory Imperative and Bloodhound.
Beast of Prey.
Oh, no.
One of them is the one that gives you, like, it's something when you're in Bloodlust.
Right, that weird one.
Yeah, and the other one is that gives you the aura of the survivors in the basement. So,
yeah, I think we put the Terror Radius one in Baby Mud, didn't we?
Yeah. I do like Baby Mad. There's only 3 perks in it now, but...
Well, that's a sign of a better design game, I guess.
Yeah. I think, Yeah, a couple of these got buffed, some of them got changed, and then some of them we just like Blood Favor, we just realized it was good.
Yeah.
So, Gearhead being down here is, I mean, it's not good, but yeah, no.
No, we put it in. That's always D.
Yeah, it's bad. It's still bad.
I think we just had different definitions for D and Baby Mud and D and F.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby Mud was definitely a lot more harsh, a lot more critical.
I contemplated putting more stuff in there, but no, like, there's not that many perks that are just completely worthless, but these three certainly are.
I don't care when anyone says, like, a game's in a better place than it has been. So we go, oh, change this, is the good name. I say, like, come on, it's...
People don't like change. That's just the fact of life.
It's better when then you couldn't see anything and you could put traps under the hook.
I miss being able to take an offering that turn me into Freddy.
Yeah. Fake Survivor. I saw a pretty interesting video of like the history of DBDs, like Unbalanced, but the person hosting it was also a little too negative for my taste, so I don't know if I'd actually bother to link it. But that game's had a hell of a history.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.